Hey guys, my name is Botanist Cool. I'm Steph. I'm here to play some D&D with you guys, and I'm not alone today. Today I have three guests with me. Y'all introduce yourselves.
All right. I am Katie, and I play Annalisa Goodbarrel. She's a halfling Storm Herald barbarian.
I am Neville. I play Ordo Broken Tusk. He is a Loxodon Tempest Cleric.
And I am Tucker Sparrows. I play, I'm Noelle. I play Tucker Sparrows. I'm already in it too deep. He is a halfling rogue and a halfling half-elf rogue. And yeah.
So we will have Kelly be joining us later. And just remember, this is a D&D game, which basically means that I will be communicating with these guys the most. I'll try to keep an eye on chat every once in a while as well. Hey, Dex, how you doing today? But I will be keeping most of my attention on my players. If you guys want to ask any questions in the chat, feel free to, but don't expect the players to actively be in there. They will obviously be playing D&D and role-playing and becoming Tucker Sparrows. Everyone will be becoming Tucker Sparrows.
Just three tucks.
Just three tucks. Three tucks and eventually a wig. Just like, what the fuck's happening?
And we're all trying to steal from wigs.
But yeah, we have two big homebrew rules. Every 4 levels, not only do they get their normal bonuses, but they also get a feat, and they also get a knowledge roll at the beginning of every single session, which is just general knowledge about the world. Because I've been DMing this world for 12 years, there's a lot of lore, and as such, I don't want to just introduce it in a boring 10-hour exposition, which I could do if you really wanted me to. You guys want me to?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, it
Steph.
all
Of course.
started.
That's what the streamers want. You gotta provide the content that the people want.
But basically, it's just like, what do their characters know about the world? Like, what's their favorite wine? What's their favorite place to go?
Good barrel, of course.
Of Good Barrel wine is, of course, the best wine.
Obviously.
But yeah, guys, if you have any knowledge rolls, let's get going.
I have a knowledge roll.
Go for it.
I want to know if there are any spooky ghost stories in the area.
Go for it.
That's a 7.
Obviously the dolls and Clem have been spooky, but there have been I will say this, there have been some spooky stories of the past that you are aware of vaguely. Kind of like going into a forest and there is like a tribe of like mushroom people that are ready to like take you down and stuff, but like it's such a vague thing you can't really pinpoint it down, unfortunately. But you have a general list of like, yeah, there's a few spooky stories, like this is the classic Yuki-Onna, sort of the snow woman tries to take you and she gives you, but then she like steals your soul or whatever. Or there's always like the Fae thing, like you probably heard a story like as a half elf, your mother, in an attempt to get you kicked off your elven heritage, even though she herself is human, she's told you like some Fae-esque stories of like giving your name to a fairy by accident. It's just like, oh no, like that's kind of terrifying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, can I have your name? Oh yeah, my name is Douglas, and then you're just absolutely screwed. So some basic scary stories, but most of the fear has predominantly been Clem based for the past 70 years.
All right. Good to know. Good to know.
Anyone else?
All right. I want to do a knowledge roll for the best hotels, taverns, whatever, places to stay in Republic City. And Lisa has been camping. She's not gonna hole up in some shack, okay?
Yeah.
She's had enough.
Yeah,
She
for
wants the
sure.
best showers, the best food.
For sure.
That's a 12.
Okay, so a 12. All right, I will say this. You have heard rumor of a good inn, Well, you've heard rumors
Rumor
of.
of a good
Hold on.
just one.
You've
Just a
heard.
single good
You've heard rumor of a good inn, and the reason why I say rumor is mostly because during your time in the Good Barrel Estate, you primarily focused obviously on the Good Barrel Estate. You were planning on just being there at the time and just going when necessary to the Republic City, which didn't tend to be too often. So you've heard of a few good ones, and you're not sure which one's good and which one's good, if you know what I'm saying. But you hear this one called the Beggar's Wain. It's surprisingly very good. Beggars Wain, Wain. Make sure to write that down for me because I'm gonna forget it because I just pulled up on the generator.
I don't think I spelled this correctly.
That's fine. You hear rumor that the Beggar's Wain is surprisingly very good. You also hear that the Squirrel and Hound is very good as well. The primary difference from what you've heard is that the Squirrel and Hound seems to have a lot more hunter fur accoutrement, kind of like it's definitely more log cabin-y, if that makes sense. Kind of like you're going to like wilderness luxury resort versus the Beggar's Wain, which you just it's a Beggar's Wain. How could that be good, right? That's what you're probably thinking. And then you heard of one that was called the Maiden's House, which is known to be very popular among women. So those are the three that immediately kind of.
So what you're telling me is that there's one inn, and it's the Maiden's House.
If that's how you're taking it, that's how you're taking it. But yes, and all of these. Oops! For some reason I cannot open that picture. I should be able to open that picture. I own this picture, and that will be specifically in the 1, 2, 3. In the Golem's Table district on the north end, which is the orange part of the orange part of the map. All three of these are in the orange part of the map. But yeah. Yep, all right, yeah, that's it. Ordo, what about you?
Oh boy. I always feel like I have a hard time with these.
That's fair.
I guess Ordo is curious to know when he gets to Republic City. Well, actually, I guess first, like, would we be arriving to Republic City like probably right as the thingy's going on?
A few days before.
A few days before. Okay. Ordo is curious as to like, I guess what Republic City might need like the most help with, and what within his like capabilities. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Cool if I do that?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, actually, you know what? It didn't. I got a 6.
There's so much that I think after being disillusioned with your former congregation, as they are centered in the Republic City, you've learned that there is so much that probably needs to be done that you don't even recognize it. I'm not sure if you want to consider this as almost like a revelation to yourself, or as a fact that you just did not recognize what's going on or something like that. But like, I think after the disillusionment of your former congregation, you realize that there's probably a lot more issues than you know about, and that might be a very unsettling fact, but you're just not sure where to start. It's kind of overwhelming. Okay. There's obviously the small things, soup kitchens, helping the poor, like stuff like that, but like, and that stuff is definitely not impossible. And there's also a local orphanage you can help out as well. But there are definitely options if you want to do something.
Gotcha. Can I vote?
You know what? If you are above the age of 18 and are a registered voter, you should vote 100%. Make your voice heard. It is your civil and moral duty.
Snap, snap, snap.
In Republic City.
Sorry, I had a cough. My work cough is coming back. Go vote.
Yeah.
Hold on, I actually did just.
Don't hurt yourself, Steph.
I have a question. Can I ask which district Tucker lives in?
Oh yeah, sure. The districts that you live in. You're definitely a lot of the residential stuff is within the Golem's Gate district, the red one.
Okay.
Golem's Gate tends to be kind of it's the one that's kind of named after the obviously you guys are in the Sand Golems country, so the Golem's Gate is kind of like the entry into the
What?
area. I'll explain that in a second, but yeah,
You said obviously.
yeah, that's a good point.
Uh-oh.
It is labeled. Oh, it's not labeled, is it? Fuck. Okay, I gotta label that on the map. But you guys are in the Sand Golems country. TLDR. I'll explain in a second. But like, basically, the Republic borrowed some land from the Sand Golems. But you guys,
Okay.
this is kind of like the entryway into the city. So it's the Golem's Gate. It has most of the residential district. The Golem's Table is a lot more of the inns, the restaurants, etc. The merchant quarter is kind of like this big, wide area. That's a lot of mercantile stuff, not per se like you'll find item shops and blacksmiths in the and like actual restaurants in the table, but you'll find a lot of mercantile, like off and on kind of traveling merchants in the merchant area, as well as some specialty goods versus the everyday goods. So think about like specialty versus everyday. That's kind of how the table and the mercantile guilds are separated. And Parliament's obviously Parliament.
Cool.
All right, let's get to it. You guys have been traveling for the past 3 days towards the Republic City, the brand new capital of the Republic, the Oasis Republic. For the past about 65 years, this city has been under construction and been being constructed with the aid of the Sand Golems from the Sand Golems country. After the attack of the Clemening, the humans and the elves and the dwarves of the old guild nation made a deal to found the Republic within the actual Sand Golems country. And since then, they have been protected with both the Sand Golems defense as well as providing sustenance, extra gems and mercantile goods to the Sand Golems. So there's been a mutually beneficial relationship between the two so far, and ever since then, it's just been a very positive relationship. You guys, especially Ordo and Tucker, who have been there for extended periods of time, are aware that the area is inhabited by all walks of life, whether they be Sand Golems, elves, dwarves, etc., and it is not shy of its diversity. In fact, it is a very diverse town, more so than probably any town you guys could even imagine. I've heard rumors of even back in the old Guild Nation. It is quite a lovely place and a sight to behold in a small, forced desert-like area where the mountains actually block off like rainwater from coming in properly. So there's only like one big lake where you guys have actually, where the city has actually surrounded itself in. As you guys start walking by, as the caravan starts going north and into the, sorry, I am distracted today. We're gonna start this way. You guys follow the pit trail up north, following the river all the way towards the lake, and soon to the Republic capital, where you guys are greeted by a few guards on the outside. Professor Lanu Chilin quickly shows his identification, and you guys enter with no issue. Professor Lanu looks at you and goes, "Okay, everyone, we will have to make a report to the Parliament soon, and yes, Ordo and Wiggs, and of course, young Annalisa, will all be getting paid equally, which will be quite exciting."
Can we freshen up before going to the Parliament? I don't want to look like this. And she gestures, like, to her perfectly fine self.
He goes, "If you wish to make accommodations for yourself in now, I don't see the issue. I would highly recommend attending the parliamentary meeting before day's end, though. I would say no later than 2 or 3 hours from now."
I can work with that.
And he kind of looks at you, Ordo, and Tucker, and he goes, "Of course, Tucker. I assume you'll be visiting your mother." And Ordo,
I will not be visiting my mother. Oh,
eh,
is that what you were?
I
Is
mean,
that not what you
if
were?
you don't want to visit your mother, you certainly
Well,
do
I'd
not
love
have to.
to. I'd love to, Ladu, but I'd prefer even more if we got off this topic. Why'd you bring up my mother in the first place? Um, I guess. Uh, is there? I'm trying to look at the map through the Twitch stream. Is
Yeah.
there anything close to like the Parliament that we talked about, like an orphanage or anything
Yeah.
where I might be able to lend my
Yeah, for
services?
sure,
Or...
for sure. There is a non-denominational church that does act as an orphanage as well. Yes.
Oh, bet. I'm marching that way. Right
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
He goes. You will be at the meeting. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. And
Come on.
Professor Lana goes. I'll be setting up the meeting. Don't worry. We'll have the cart and the mules taken care of shortly. But feel free to do as you will. And he kind
you
of
need
sends
any
you off.
you need any help, Professor?
He goes, I believe I'll be fine. I don't see any significant issues in dropping off the rentals and meeting up at Parliament.
All right, I'll see you there then.
All right. As you guys...
Dropping,
Sorry, go on.
dropping off the rentals, just like, yeah, I got a Grand Cherokee from the airport. I gotta bring that back.
The Grand Cherokee mules, yeah. As you guys walk around, the city is absolutely gorgeous. And for those of you who have been here before, actually, out of curiosity, Annalisa, are you gonna have anyone show you around the city to the? I'm assuming you're going to the. What was this tavern called? The Maidens what?
Hold on, I just wrote it
The
down.
maiden's house.
Yes. Are you
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
have someone show you towards the Maiden's house, or are you gonna like try to find it on your own?
Someone should show her.
Does
Going to
Tucker?
ask that someone show her.
Tucker, you
to
would
that
know.
point.
You would know.
What's the maiden's house like?
Give me a history roll.
They live here.
Yeah, give me a
Alright.
history roll. I don't think you know every single place here. There used to be a role for like a local role, but that was taken out. I'm really sad about that.
I have a theory, but
That's an 8.
You know that the Maiden's house has a higher standard of living and care for its residents.
All right. Tucker looks at Annalisa and he goes, "I think it's pretty fancy."
well, we'll see if it lives up to my standards. Lead the way.
Tuck is going
Steph,
to lead
you're
her.
laughing too much, and I have one fear that I think I know where this is going, and I hope it's not.
Tuck is going to lead her towards the maiden's house.
As you guys walk through the city is absolutely gorgeous. As I said before, the sand golems have been helping to make the city, so most of it is made out of sandstone. Think kind of like Gerudo City-esque, but I would say a little bit more colorful than that. The sandstone itself had been painted on, edited, and revised by all the members of the city to actually really accentuate the cultural mingling and everything. As you walk around, you'll see different houses kind of marked with dwarven and elven and sylvan and all these different kinds of murals and paintings and kind of like have you guys ever seen those like stone the stone icons from like old Christian days where they just make icons out of stones and stuff as like murals? Kind of like that. There's a lot of that kind of all around. And in the city itself, there are small channels of water that kind of flow through at all times from the lake not too far away. The city is absolutely gorgeous, and even though it is a hot deserty day, or rather, it's starting to cool off a little bit, but it's still pretty hot. You do see that there's a very large festive group of people starting to walk around, and you guys start to realize that the area is by far a little more active, or at least Tucker and Orda does, a little more active than typically, because right around the corner is the Fall Harvest Festival. The Fall Harvest Festival usually happens towards the middle, just before it becomes like true fall. There's a very quick dynamic of when it becomes a hot temperature here versus when it just immediately drops because of its lack of ease of access to the water nearby, and of course the currents and rain, etc. So we'll go with Tucker and Annalisa first. I'm gonna make a quick roll. All right, Tucker and Annalisa, you guys walk north and past the Parliamentary Square, which, as you look to your right and your left, you do see that in the middle there is a small fountain that looks really kind of ornate for I guess what Annalisa would be used to. It's a little excessively ornate as you guys kind of walk by it, and you start heading up north through a small street, and then to the right, where you do see a small little inn called the Maiden's House. As you walk into the Maiden's House, you see that it primarily has a lot of nuns.
Oh.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting
Yeah,
at all.
I rolled for it.
In fact, it's
I
the
rolled for
entire
it.
opposite direction of what I was
I
expecting this to
rolled
go
for what
into.
you were expecting. It did not go in that way.
Honestly, I don't know if this is better.
It's better. I mean, as long as they're not only accepting women. Or, I mean, nuns.
No, it seems to be primarily nuns, and you do see that there's a lot of religious symbolery around here.
What kind of religious symbolery?
Uh,
Am I here? Am I
no,
here for
you're
this?
not. You trumped
never
right
mind.
on off to
I don't
the.
know.
We'll tell you about it
orphanage,
later.
yeah.
Or no.
Okay.
I would say that Tucker would recognize a lot of like the big major gods. There seems to be like at least the ones that are aligned to good or seemingly good, like Neslin, Nostra, and Ina. There is no
So it's
Dongres.
mostly good aligned gods.
Yeah, or ones that can be perceived more so as good. Dongres is typically perceived evil, so his patrons are not here. But like, I think one thing that you might take a look at, Annalisa, there is like, it's not only nuns, but it's pretty heavy on the it's pretty heavy on the Jesus, you know.
Wait, who's that?
Oh.
Is he lawful good? Like, what's his?
Oh, chaotic
What's his
good,
deal?
100%. He went
He's
around.
not- he's
He went
not a
around
carpentry, right?
temples. He went around temples, flipping around like local businesses and like destroying
Damn.
stalls and whipping at people. His followers like cut the ears off police officers and everything. It was crazy.
Actually,
I didn't know
I
about
can
that.
get behind this.
So-
An aside, real quick for actual history, I believe it's Saint Peter that actually cuts off the ear of a Roman guard as they try to arrest Jesus. So yes,
Oh.
Jesus and his disciples assaulted police
Such a close.
officers.
You know
Learn
what?
something new every day.
And I just lost 2 viewers. All right, let's continue on.
Let's hop off that talk
Rip.
before I have too much fun.
Tuck
Yes.
is going to look at Annalisa and be like, wow, I didn't know you were religious.
Well, I think she'd say, like, well, I'm not particularly religious, but what's the quality of this stuff, of this place stuff?
Modest, but it's modest, but it's not run down. But it's modest. It's nice.
Only modest?
Yeah.
And Lisa is gonna be like, but if it was a bit nicer, perhaps I wouldn't mind it, but I think we can do a bit better. The next place on the list is, and Katie's gonna take a second to pull that up. It's like, I suppose we should try the squirrel and hound next.
Does Tucker know about the squirrel and hound?
Give me a history roll.
All right, let's see. That is a 24.
You know about the Squirrel and Hound and its reputation. It is right next to the local butcher shop. And a lot of its goods come fresh off the shelves, shall we say. It is most certainly a nice place for a lot of hunters and adventurers and what have you. But you're likely to think that it might not be Annalise's cup of tea. That being said, it does have some nice blankets. Like, really nice blankets.
I think we all know Annalisa's opinion on very nice blankets.
Tuck is going to look at her and he's going to say, I mean, that's a good place if you like meats and fur, but it's mostly for hunters and stuff.
Well, the only other place I've heard of is the Beggar's Wain, but... And she kind of, like, makes a face because it has the word beggar in it, and she's a bit snooty about that.
Steph, do I know about, like,
Same
any
thing.
really...
History roll, my friend.
All right, I don't want to know about the Beggar's Wain.
Oh.
I want to know if there's anything really, really fancy, like, that would be up to Annalisa's,
History roll again, yeah.
That's even higher. That's a 25.
So, surprisingly enough, yeah, the Beggar's Wain would actually be pretty darn good. It has a very, you kind of heard rumor through your mother, actually, that the owner has purposely named it that so they could drive off the snooty and the rich. But provide, like, a really good, like a really high-end quality kind of deal for a very affordable cost. You are also aware of another very good place called... Hold on, I'm going to refresh the page real quick. The Cracked Cup, which is... that doesn't sound like a fancy place. Fuck that, no.
I was about to say Oasis Republic is filled with the inns of ironic names.
Yes.
What is this place? It's very weird.
Let me see here. Ooh, that's a nice one. There is a fancy one called the Wizard's Chalice, which is kind of think of like over the top fancy. You're definitely going like, you know how you think about some hotels that have like solar panel windows and like automatic doors for your shower and like that kind of stuff. It's that kind of over the top. So like the Beggar's Wain is like good, high quality, comfortable. But if you want like the highest of high quality, you're gonna go to the Wizard's Chalice.
Tuck is going to look Annalisa up and down, and he's going to say, I know where I gotta take ya. And he's going to put an arm around her shoulders and, like, lead her towards the Wizard's Chalice.
Annalisa is not sure how she feels about the arms around these shoulders, but she lets herself be ushered along.
You guys start walking through, and it's actually, you guys end up getting a lot closer to the parliamentary building than you were before. In fact, you're not too far from it now. You can see the parliamentary building just beyond the next street. And you guys, where's the here we go. And you guys end up walking towards this rather large building, about 3 stories tall, with gorgeous murals on the side made of stone. And in front of it, you see a man tall human man who has a stern but a stern but somewhat welcoming look among him. He definitely you can see he's definitely had to act as bouncer, but he's also the front line of customer service. And he kind of greets you both, and he goes, "Welcome to the Wizard's Chalice. How may I help you?"
Annalisa goes, or out of character, how long are they going to spend in the Republic?
You're at least spending a couple days. It'll be up to you guys at the end of the festival to determine how long you guys stay, but you'll always be staying till the end of the festival for sure.
Annalisa addresses him as like, I would like to book a room for a few nights.
He kind of looks at you. You look obviously you look very noble. He nods at you and he looks at Tucker, and he raises an eyebrow.
Tucker grins.
And he
He
goes,
is not staying with me.
"Oh, I see. Well, feel free to come on in and make your reservations. Though I will have to say, you may need to bear a crest of some sort, or perhaps a signet ring to assure you are allowed to book your reservation." And he takes a step by as the doors automatically slide open. That fucking blows your mind.
Yeah, and like I think I've said before, Annalisa's parents, like, everything they own is like extremely high quality, but it's not necessarily flashy. Like, it's flashy to someone who's not used to,
Yeah.
upper living, like, obviously, but like it's not
flashy to
like
poor people, but
Yeah,
Well, I
poor
just mean,
people
like-
think I'm rich, but
Well, I just mean, like, there's a difference between something being, like, obviously super rich and something being obviously super rich for the sake of being showy.
yeah, this is definitely for the sake of being showy.
Yeah.
These
so,
doors
like,
automatically open up, and you see like these bright,
Her-
gentle purple runish colors, like lighting the pathway into the building.
Annalisa's eyes are, like, shining. This is so cool. And like,
Tucker's eyes are also shining.
for a different reason, I'm sure. And Annalisa turns to him and is like, well, it seems that you have good taste after all.
Yeah, I definitely want to make sure to help you check in, and he's going to start walking inside.
Yeah. Annalisa's gonna head on in, trying to step a little bit in front of him. And while she does that, she's also, like, fiddling in her bag of holding to get her family crest out.
Yeah, you have signet ring.
I'm sure I think she has one as part of her
Yeah.
items.
As a noble
She has
class.
a signet ring and a scroll of pedigree. Yeah, she's got that.
Yeah, so you're
She
good.
also has her what is it called? Position of privilege feat.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's why he was just like, "Oh yes, you look very fancy. Yes, you for sure."
Yeah.
As you walk into this beautiful sandstone sculpted area, the sandstone, as you kind of walk in, you can feel the immediate difference between the roads and the floors on the inside. The floors on the inside are so smooth and well kept that you almost slip for a second as you kind of walk in, expecting the rough grit of sandstone. But rather, the sandstone is smoothened up to almost have a small glisten to it. Inside, there's a group of violinists playing Pachelbel's Canon in D minor as you walk in.
it exists in all timelines. Oh no!
And the
How's that go, Steph? Sing it for us.
I mean, you want to hear me sing a violin part? It's gonna sound like absolute hell.
I just don't know how it goes off the top of my head. I don't know. I'm sure once I hear like 3 notes, I'll know what it is. But
You know what? Here, we'll have some fucking background music. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna put it really low. So I'm
Oh,
hoping.
we're getting fancy.
I'm hoping. Oh well, it's gonna be on the stream. Fuck.
Yo, I'm gonna make sure there's a DMCA claim on Pachelbel's Canon and D.
Oh damn it! But yeah, actually, I think this is one of the songs you can play without a claim because it's
It
so
better
old.
be.
well, just
You
give
think
me.
Pachelbel's dead as hell?
I don't think that's how copyright works necessarily. But
It's not.
don't you get like fair use for like 5 seconds?
15, yeah. but it's like bum ba da bum ba da bum ba da ba da ba da bum ba da
Oh,
bum.
yeah, I 100% know that.
But yeah, there's a beautiful violin quartet that's just playing that in the background as you look around. And to the left, you see a reception desk, and to the right, you see a beautiful set of hors d'oeuvres set out for all the guests. Of course, they're not appetizers. That would be too barbaric. They are hors d'oeuvres.
Obviously. Yeah, Annalisa, like, this is the place. This is the correct place.
There
This
is
where she
also
wants
like
to be.
there is a small fountain in the middle that is just has like
It's
gentle
spewing
streams
gold.
of water.
Liquid gold.
Just gentle streams of water coming out of it little by little.
Are there any like chocolates or like candies set out or like any sweets set out on the hors d'oeuvres table?
There are individually wrapped peppermints as well as like servants walking around with chocolate bonbons ready for guests to take them.
I would like to take some of the chocolate bonbons.
You take, how many do you take? Like you see like one guy is around, he has like 6 on his tray. How many do you take?
He's gonna take 2.
He raises an eyebrow at you, but he doesn't question.
Tucker grins and puts them in his pockets.
Bonbons. Okay.
Well, that's gonna be mush. Annalisa is gonna go to the front desk and make her claim. Basically, she wants to book the room for a couple days of an indeterminate amount.
Mm-hmm. Of course, yes. I'm looking up the expenses real quick of price per day. Okay. This would definitely be aristocratic. All right, perfect. I know how much this now costs. You see a elf standing in front of you. He is a very dignified elf with a monocle and a beautifully made tuxedo. And he goes, "Welcome to the Wizard's Challenge.
God.
How can I help you today?"
I can't match that amount of snootiness out of character. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. But she gives the shtick. I'm sorry, Steph. I know that's not interesting roleplay, but I'm losing it over this character's voice.
He's your new favorite character.
No. Steph, you know my heart belongs to Slime Jim.
True, fair enough. So you don't need to say any character, but how do you respond?
That she wants to book a
All
like
right.
I said before, that she wants to book the room.
Ah, yes. Okay, give me one moment. And he kind of flips around a book he has. He taps his chin and goes, "Do you have a signet ring I may take a look at?"
But of course, and she flashes the ring that she put on her finger and holds out her degree of pedigree as well.
Yes, pre-prepared. A true sign of a well-mannered individual. And he takes the pedigree as well as the signet ring to take a look at. And he goes, "Ah, good barrel, yes. I have enjoyed many of your older selections. They fit quite nicely with the hors d'oeuvres and the charcuterie we have here in the Wizard's Chalice." It's so hard to be that snooty. Holy shit.
And Lisa goes, "Well, my family is happy to provide."
Yes, indeed. And may I say, for quite a steal for the taste that is afforded. Ooh. Anyways, yes, of course we have a room for you. We have multiple suites. Would you prefer one of our higher end suites, or would you prefer one of our more modest suites? Either way, you'll be getting the treatment of a lifetime.
Um, I think Annalisa would be like, normally I'd request the highest, but I am trying to save money, so I suppose I shall make do with the more modest accommodations.
Of course, yes. Then we do have and he kind of flips through. He goes, we do have a second floor. Oh, wait, sorry, there's only 3 floors. I was thinking like a multi-story thing. We do have a first floor suite that I have no doubt will fit your tastes. And he kind of brings out a small key and he goes, the fees are simply 10 gold a night. And
What?
I assure you, you would be extremely comfortable and enjoy all the services we have to offer here.
Very well, that is agreeable to me.
Do you have amount of time you'd like to save this room for?
Um, so she goes, let's just put it at 2 days to start, and then I shall extend it as necessary with proper note. Katie can't speak. Katie can't speak for Snooty.
It's hard. I understand
With
you.
proper notification beforehand. Blah blah blah.
He goes, excellent, fantastic. As long as you give us a 24-hour notification, we should be able to accommodate you. Though, I would highly recommend doing so earlier, as we are having the festival soon, and many individuals, such as yourself, would likely be eyeing that room. And, of course, the extensive services provided by the Wizard's Chalice. And he signs you down, and he goes, may I have your seal? And he kind of brings out like a wax dip for you to dip the signet ring in and just kind of sign, essentially.
Yep, I think she's somewhat familiar with this process, so she goes through with that, stamping her family's sigil onto it.
All right, take out 20 gold pieces, as you do pay that part up front.
Yep.
And he goes, now, of course, you must be curious what kind of services do we provide for the guests of this inn. He does look at Tucker real quick, and he goes, is he a guest alongside you?
Not to worry, he is simply escorting me for the time being.
Oh, should we arrange him a room in the servants' quarters?
No, he has his own place that he shall be staying.
Understood. Fantastic.
Okay.
Neville's just like, no, this is horrible.
No, this is so not me. I'm so glad I'm not there. I'm so glad I'm not there.
He goes, well, as you might see, and he kind of gives you a small pamphlet. Of course, we have access to a 24-hour sauna and spa, in which we will have the finest masseuse in all of the Republic at your disposal at any time you wish. They cycle on a certain shift, and of course you'll have access to anyone there, as well as, of course, personal trainers should you wish to stay fit in a small but well-equipped gym. And of course, the finest foods you will find, and the finest hors d'oeuvres, and the most delicious charcuterie that you could ever find within the guild. Within the Oasis Republic nation. And he goes off, and that's just the start of it, of course. Your room comes with complimentary chocolates and bonbons. And of course, every day God, I'm losing it. Fuck. And of course,
I
every
want to
day.
go to this place in real life. You don't understand.
And of course, every day, should you have any washing to do, it shall be done for you. And lastly, you do have access to your own private restroom as well as your own private shower.
After so many days of camping, Annalisa's like about to like cry. This is so good. She doesn't tear up, but
and
like
goes,
inside she is overflowing with joy.
The last thing I would like to mention is that we do have a specialized, as we call, a heater within the area as well that allows you to warm up the water to be a very comfortable degree.
Well, that sounds interesting. I shall certainly have to try it.
He goes,
Oh, you don't have dragons heating your water here?
No,
Shame.
of course not, Ordo. The good barrels are modest, don't you know?
They just hire personal wizards to keep a fire burning at all times.
casting fireball every 10 minutes.
You go down to like check out the water heater. I'm actually there with the orphans and they're just blowing on the water. So, like,
Ordo, you walk in with 10 orphans who are going to work.
Class struggle.
Woo, we're getting to real shit today. All right. He goes, here's your key. Enjoy your stay. I will ask that that your escort preferably not stay the night with you, though, and go to
of
his
course not.
own accommodations.
And Annalisa's like, oh, of course not. Like,
Yeah.
this is absolutely repugnant to her. Spend the night with her.
Okay.
In this
We've
case.
only been camping together for like a week.
All right.
Probably-
But this
probably
is
smelled fuck at
Annalisa
his work.
time. This is Annalisa time.
This is her
Annalisa's
time,
had a
damn
rough
it.
go of it. She needs this so bad.
Mama needs this.
Mama needs this.
Okay.
Alright, oh my god, I'm losing it. I'm never gonna be able to pay Waffles back, but it's okay because I get to stay here.
All right. What are you doing, Lisa? Now that you have the key, he has directed you to the hallway that you have to walk by, and he goes, "Should you need me to escort you, of course I can." Though he kind of looks behind you as a few other people. He goes, "Though I hope you understand, I am a little bit. It looks like I'm about to get a little busy, the festival and all that."
I understand. I think that I can find my own way. Thank you.
Of course.
And she sort of gives a small nod and then kind of like begins walking towards the room, I guess.
Without telling Tucker. Woo!
Oh,
Don't worry, Tucker's gonna be doing his own thing.
All right.
Tucker's
Well, I
on a
mean,
mission to
Tucker's
steal as
not
many
carrying-
bonbons as possible.
is Tucker carrying any of her stuff?
Are you Tucker?
If she gave him her stuff, he would. But
No, I think she's carrying it on her tiny bag of holding.
yeah.
So I think she's just gonna be like, "Okay, Tucker, bye," and then just go.
Let's have a little fun with Annalisa real quick before we get to Tucker. Annalisa, you walk into your room and it is marvelous. Inside your room, you find yourself a very beautiful bed with the finest linens you have ever seen in your life. On the left-hand side, you see a gorgeous wardrobe, and just next to it, a surprisingly intricate hamper for any dirty laundry you might have and/or used towels for your shower. On top of your bed, you also see a finely folded swan towel for the shower, as well as on the back of the swan, a small basket of shampoos, conditioners, soaps, and as you smell them, they smell of lavender, and it's delicious. It smells amazing. It's like, oh, this is luxury. The floors around you are smooth, and of course, some have some parts near the bed specifically are actually carpeted to make your walk there a little bit more comfortable and a little warmer. And the bathroom that is attached is a lot larger than you thought it would be. You could walk on in, and essentially half the room seems to be this beautiful shower that has intricate sandstone walls and floors with a plastic/rubber mat on the outside to assure that, of course, you do not slip on your way in or out. Drain seems to be in the shower itself, and you can see that there are two knobs, one for hot and one for cold water.
Oh my god, Steph.
I'm basing this off actually a hotel I went to once in China. It was fantastic. I went to the Waldorf Astoria in China, and it was oh man, that was luxury.
Oh my god. Annalise, all right. Annalise is definitely going to be taking that bath soon, but she just what's outside
There
like?
is a bath in there too. Yes, 100%. I forgot to mention
Yeah.
that. There's a 100% a bath, and it is beautiful.
I don't think that words can properly convey
There
the
is a
emotions
special
rising inside of Annalisa.
There is a special bubble soap just for the bath.
Oh my god! She has reached enlightenment. This is pure joy. After hitting such a big low, she has gone to greater heights than she could have even previously imagined.
All
Started
right.
from the bottom, now we're at the top.
Started at the top, went kind of a little bit down, shooting even to a greater higher top.
Tucker, you are outside, and Lisa just went, "Okay, bye, Tuck," and like yeeted her way out to her room with a vigor you have not seen in her in quite a while. You are now in the lobby alone, and the man behind the counter seems to eye you a little bit before dealing with the next customers coming in, who look just as snooty as him.
Perfect. Looking around, is there anything thieves' canty around that I can spy? Like
Give me
any?
an investigation.
Hell yeah. 18.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
As you look around, you kind of take a seat near those violinists playing, and as you take a seat kind of on the fountain, and you put your hands like on the, you know how you sit on the fountain, you can put your hand on the rim of the fountain, you know what I'm saying? Just like to
Yeah.
rest. You feel something underneath, and you kind of immediately recognize that there's thieves' cant carved into the bottom of the fountain, where no one would feasibly see it, or most people would not even recognize it. So you start running your finger alongside it, just like, because you don't want to like look down and be like reading it. You know, this is thieves' cant. You got to be subtle. So you're running your finger along the bottom of it, and it tells it. You know the major shifts in. I'll say this: you now know the three major times where there is a employee shift that basically allows you moments to steal. Here it looks like there has been a few small heists. It does warn to heist small. They won't notice one or two missing objects, but like it tells you like 6 p.m., 2 a.m. and like 10 a.m. are the best times to just kind of nab something, and it highly recommends you don't nab anything too many thousands gold pieces. If they miss a few thousand gold pieces, they're not going to care. But like
All right, cool. Knowing that, Tucker is going to look to the violinists. What are the vibes of the violinists?
they're probably contracted to play here, but they're just vibing. They're playing Pockbell's Cannon.
Tucker is going to walk up to them and he's going to be like, "Wow, that's really good."
They seem to be playing on their own. And they're not. One of them seems surprised that someone even kind of went up to them. They don't seem snooty. They seem like surprised that someone talked to them. And you see like two of them give a smile. And an employee from the area comes by and goes, No. We can't have you interrupting the entertainment. Please take a step back and enjoy them from a distance.
Oh man.
Oh, what do you mean
Oh,
interrupt them? I'm just complimenting them.
Yes, but they cannot be interrupted or distracted, of course. They must be
But
providing the most excellent of music.
They're musicians. They're putting on a show.
Yes, and they must do so without distraction. And she kind of like comes in front of you and kind of like tuts you away with both her hands, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Tucker gives a huff and he's going to step back and he's going to applaud them anyway from a distance.
The woman kind of looks at you and goes, no, here's how you applaud. She tells you how to do like a small kind of clap, you know what I'm saying? And he goes, at the end of their song, of course, you may give them a small level of applause to show your appreciation. Though this is not I was about to make up a sport and I could not make up one.
Tucker gives her a dry look and he goes, okay, thanks. And
you are most welcome. Should you ever need training in the proper etiquette, feel free to seek someone out who knows. Preferably not anyone here as we are busy working.
Tucker's going to smile and he's just going to say, all right, I guess I'll just enjoy the show from the distance.
She smiles at you, gives like a little like, thank you very much, and heads back to do whatever she had to do.
Tucker is going to wait until they finish the song.
They finish.
He's going to go up to them again, and he's going to go up to one of the musicians that smiled at him, and he says, man, do you guys have to deal with that every day?
The musician goes, he goes, yeah, kind of. Believe it or not, they're very strict around here, but they pay really well.
And they're all violinists?
They're all... One has a big violin, one has a small violin, one has a medium violin. They're all violins. They're definitely not cellos and violas and whatever.
All right.
That song definitely has a cello player.
Nah! That's a big
all
violin.
violin.
That's a big
You told me
violin.
that it's only oh no.
That's
no.
kind of...
This is,
listen.
them.
You know how you have slidey trumpet and, like, shoulder trumpet and, like, big trumpet?
Tucker is going to look at one of the violin-sized violins.
Yeah, like a normal violin, yeah.
I'm sorry. As a cello player, I'm just offended. I haven't played the cello in years, but
You're still
I will not
offended.
stand for this.
I love the cello. That's so cool, Katie.
The cello is the bassoon of stringed instruments, and that's why I like it. That's a fact, by the way.
Tucker is going to look at one of the violinists and he's going to say, can I see your instrument?
He goes, unfortunately, we're going to have, when you look at the violin, he goes, I'm sorry, we're going to have to get back to playing very soon or else they're going to come right back on us.
Tucker's eyes are going to light up and he's going to say, can I play?
At that point, he goes, listen, I have nothing against you personally, but, you know, it's my baby. I can't have anyone else playing her.
I understand. Well, good luck. Sorry to see that that your employers are crap.
One of the cello player specifically kind of nods like, yeah, thanks. And and the other one kind of goes, well, thank you very much for your compliments. And they start playing Pockbell's
Talk about Canon in C.
Canon in C, yes. I don't know any other fancy songs. That's about it. I'm out of my league here, guys. I'm a fake. I'm a phony. But yeah, they start playing another fancy person song. They play one of Beethoven's symphonies. I don't know.
Oh man, it's not canon.
They play Ave Maria. I don't know.
Knowing the schedules and having complimented the violinists, Tucker is going to head toward his mom's shop / house or wherever she'd be at this time.
All right. Let's see if I want to order. Say a little hi to Ordo. Ordo.
Yo, what's poppin'?
You and the 10 orphans walk into the hotel. The wizards. I'm kidding.
Ordo immediately destroys the place. This is authoritarian. This is authoritarian garbage that he does not stand for.
No, me time.
You walk toward the non-denominational church, and I actually have the priest's name up here if I remember correctly. Here we go. Where's the priest's name? And you walk up and you see a half-elf man kind of wandering around the church grounds. The church itself is surprisingly small. It's almost like a shrine in itself, but the grounds primarily seem to take up a small orphanage, as well as a communal living area where everyone could go eat and play and etc. And what you see here is a kind of happy but quaint sight where you see kids kind of wandering around with kind of like their stick and ball, like their hoop and stick kind of deal, and like kids
Yeah.
are throwing a ball to each other kind of deal. And the half elf man is, make sure that the kids don't immediately just run into the shrine unless they really want to pray or something. But like he's there just taking care of the man, taking care of the kids, along with a small group of volunteers and individuals who seem to be very passionate about this area. Give me a history roll to see if you maybe like you've met this guy in your time here because you've been here for 25 years. I don't imagine this will be Ordo's first visit.
Yeah, I don't imagine that either. But the dice, I guess the dice do. What did you say? It was a history check?
Yeah,
That's a 3.
I'll give you advantage because once again we don't think it's going to be your first time here.
All right, that's a 15.
Yeah, you know him. He's not your best friend or anything, but you do know his name is Sadon Rowntree.
Sorry.
Sadon, Sadon, Rowntree, Rowntree, or Reverend Rowntree, if you will.
I'm sorry, dude, Steph. I am so sorry. Can you spell it one more time?
Rowntree.
And then Sadon.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
No worries, you're good. And Sadon Rowntree kind of looks at you and he goes, "Oh, Brother Broken Tusk, it's been quite a while. How are you doing?"
It has been quite some time. I am well. How about yourself, Brother Rowantree?
I am doing absolutely fantastic, and so are the kids. He kind of half chuckles as the kids, they're being kids kind of wandering around.
Right.
There's like a little fire elemental boy kind of wandering around himself, or fire genasi boy just kind of wandering around himself. You do see like dwarves and humans and it's a very mixed group of people. You even see some Fey children here as well. But yeah, he goes, everyone here has been doing very healthily. How have your travels suited you?
My travels have been good to me. I've made a couple of friends along the way that I'm excited to venture forth with. I see great things in all 3 of them, and I'm excited to see their growth and the good that they can help instill upon the world.
That's fantastic. Well, of course, if they wish to provide any charity, the orphanage is always open to more hands, as we have gotten a few more children here in the past year. He goes as you see a few new faces here and there, and he goes, but he goes, "Would you care to help, or are you looking for some time off, or what would you like to give us your aid?"
Oh, Sadden. Why else would I be here? Of course, I'd love to help.
He smiles and he goes, "Well, dinner should be or actually, it's more lunch now at this point." He goes, "Lunch should be soon, so would you mind heading into the dining hall to help set up a meal for the kids?"
I'll head right that way.
He goes, "Thank you very much. Everyone there will be excited to be cooking with you." And you don't know the cooking staff too well, but you are aware that there is a young elf there, and by young we're talking like she's probably 30 to 40. Her name is Anneline.
Oh God.
Anelyne.
Gotcha.
She's been working there for the past 5-6 years. And there is one more person there named, let me choose a different race because it's been doing a lot of just elves.
Elves?
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah, fuck elves. No, I'm kidding.
Where's my representation at?
Oh, here we go. And there is an older Goliath named Firewatcher who brings in the food typically, but does help cook out. Like he's a big old man. He helps with the a lot of the physical stuff around the area, but he does help out cooking as well.
Gotcha.
But Firewatcher is a newer employee who's only been there for about 3 years.
Okay.
Most of the senior staff work directly with the church itself.
So would these be people that I've met in my times?
At least in passing, yes.
Okay. So I walk into the kitchen area,
Yeah.
correct?
The-
And I'm met with this scene of multiple people, but like
Yeah.
specifically Annalene and Firewatcher stand out to me.
Yeah, exactly. So you walk into the building on the right-hand side, which is once again a very humble building, but a very cozy and warm building. Like, instead of walking into pompousness, you're walking into something that feels warm and familial. And the room itself looks relatively well set up already. You do see obviously like signs of kids scratching their names into the tables and whatnot, and you know those kind of fun little cute stuff that you see all the time. And
Vandalism's cute.
vandalism's cute, yeah.
Unbelievable.
And you do see like one or two kids walking through with like one or two of the handlers there who are there to help out with everybody, just kind of getting a snack or juice or like a cup of water or something. But in the back, you do see Firewatcher, who is bringing in currently like a crate full of like bread, probably from like the local bakeries. And he kind of looks around, he looks at you, and he goes, "Ordo, it's a pleasure to see you again."
The same to you, Firewatcher, as always.
He goes,
How's it been?
pretty good. The bread here, honestly, they got a new baker down at the local bakery, and he's kicking some ass on that oven there. I'm not gonna catch
Whoa,
it there.
Firewatcher, there are kids around, man.
Nah, they're fine. And then you kind of see Annalene in the background go, "No, watch your language." You hear from the kitchen in the background.
No, watch your language.
Yeah, watch your language. I got the pun a second late. That was great.
I'll be here for a couple hours.
But yeah, he goes, "I get enough of it. I get enough of her telling me what to do. You don't gotta tell me what to do either."
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. You need a hand with anything?
He goes, yeah. If you can bring in some of the vegetables from the wagon outside, that'd be fantastic.
Absolutely. Ordo heads over to the wagon and starts trying to bring in the vegetables.
So you're basically going to like the back door area where he was coming through a second ago, and you see a wagon that has a mule on there, and mule hooked up to it, and you just see like two more boxes there. One of which is a crate full of vegetables, and the other one which seems to be a crate kind of like utensils and plates, etc. Seems like they seem to be replenishing the stock.
Gotcha.
And you go and which one are you're grabbing the vegetables?
Yeah, I'm doing as I was told.
Yeah, you grab the vegetables and you bring them on over and Annalene kind of goes, "Well, hey there, big guy. It's been a while." She kind of gives you a pat on the back, one of those friendly slaps on the back kind of deal.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's always a pleasure seeing you, Annalene. Always a pleasure.
She goes, "Yeah, the pleasure is mine." She goes, "So I'm guessing we're gonna be taking at least the meat out of your dish today, which is good because, thankfully for this time that you visit, it is a meat optional dish." And because you visited once or twice on days where they had meat specific dishes, it's just kind of like, oops, dang, yeah, you had to get like the leftover salad, and that wasn't as fun.
Annalene, did you know I was coming this way?
She goes, "Oh, with footsteps like yours, I'm pretty sure everyone knew you were coming this way."
I do have pretty distinct footsteps, don't I?
No, they're very silent, actually.
Oh, well thank you. You're the first person not to call me. He starts to tear up a little bit.
She laughs and she goes, nah, big guy. Apparently all elephants have tiny, like really no sound footsteps. So I don't think anyone's ever heard of you. I think it's kind of, you know what? I'm gonna stop my train of thought right there. I'm not gonna pull a fire watcher on you.
I don't think anyone's ever heard of you. Were your exact words. I know what you meant, but those were your exact words.
She laughs and she goes, well, there's no one to hear it around. Firewatcher goes, I heard it.
You hear everything, Firewatcher. No, nothing's changed.
But overall, they seem to be having quite a fun time. Annaline is at the moment prepping what seems to be 2 pots of this big stew. One of which definitely you can smell has a meat base to it. The other one definitely does not have a meat base to it. So,
can I ask what the base is for the meatless option?
The meatless option has a base of
Come on. You got this.
caramelized onions. It make up the base. You can kind of smell that, like it's something
base?
oniony smell. Yeah, they definitely caramelized the onions and they made that kind of go through, and that's kind of like been a lot of the flavors. There's also vegetables.
All right, so it's caramelized onion stew. Gotcha.
Vegetable stew. Hold on. Hearty vegetable stew on yupitsvegan.com.
Potatoes, you can do mushrooms. You can
Oh
do
yeah,
carrots,
the 100.
peas, you can do...
Yeah, but potatoes aren't the actual like base of the flavor. Potatoes soak up the flavor.
That's fair. So
There's some thyme in there, some oregano. There's like a little spicy pepper, just added a little bit of a kick.
Ooh.
But yeah, it does smell quite delicious.
I'm excited. I had to find her name. Annaline, is there anything I can help you with?
She goes, well, if you could do me a favor and crush that garlic over there. She goes, you know the whole hand palm motion I showed you last time?
And then Ordo just turns over and just like closed fist crushes the garlic.
She goes, oh, almost. Don't break the board there. She kind of shows you guys. She kind of has the open palm, just like whap. She kind of shows you how to crush the garlic like that.
Oh.
She goes, like that.
To mimic the motion.
Yeah, give me a dexterity roll there.
Oh, God. All these DMs in your dexterity rolls that you. I'm not built for this. Just flat dexterity?
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, you're doing fine. You crushed the cloves of garlic that she asked for, and excuse me. And it's not much longer later that she kind of is able to put everything into the stews, and everything's smelling even better. And she just hands you a knife, and she goes, and one last thing, just chop up those big old potatoes for me, will ya?
Yeah, you got it. And this time, Ordo doesn't pull any shenanigans. He just does as he's told.
Yeah, okay. You chop up the
Knife in
potatoes.
his hand. He's not gonna fuck around.
Yeah. You chop up the potatoes like 1-inch cubes, and you get them ready for the stew itself. And you do some talking with the group, some smart alecking going around as Firewatcher brings in the big box of utensils and plates and what have you. They seem to be new, and as you kind of look around, you see a lot of the older plates are obviously not there. It seems like some are either broken or they just simply seem to have decided to replace them as of late. But yeah, everything seems to be kind of going very smoothly, very happily, and once again, very homey. There's jokes being thrown around. Every once in a while, you'll hear something like, "No, you better watch your language," from Annaline, as Firewatcher's
Right.
like, blah 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 blah. That's very casual and fun atmosphere, and I'm definitely gonna say I don't know. I would imagine Ordo's enjoying himself. How's Ordo feeling?
Ordo's definitely enjoying himself. I will say, and I'm sorry if this makes your life as a DM harder.
Sure.
Does Ordo notice like anything like with any of the kids, if anyone like particularly stands out to him for I guess some reason or another, nothing necessarily specific.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah, I rolled for it.
okay.
Yes, there is. Let me go to the NPC generator again. uh, Occupation random because it's a kid. There seems to be a. Oh, okay. There seems to be a. Actually, like there's someone quite odd. There seems to be a young goblin who seems to be on their own.
Is he like at a? Is there like a big dining table, or are people just kind of eating wherever?
As you're looking around, it's more along the lines of no one's in the room yet because there's still cooking going on. There's this guy's sitting here and it seems to be alone.
Okay, Ordo's gonna walk up to the goblin, and just try to keep like a as friendly and peaceful of a demeanor as possible, because he understands that he might scare a tiny goblin.
Yeah.
Well, hell, friend, what's your name?
You scare me. No. He does kind of like snap out of whatever daze he was in for a second, and he kind of looks up at you, and he seems. For a second, he kind of seems a little excited, but then he kind of just like draws back into himself a little bit, and he goes, "My name, I'm like find a really cool one. I'm Nick Skull, Nixgal.
Nixgal.
Yeah, Nick Skull.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, hey, Nixgal, how's it going?
It's fine. I'm just waiting for dinner.
You why are you hanging out by yourself? If you don't mind me asking.
He kind of says, he goes, no reason.
No reason indeed. Would you like a friend to wait with while you wait for your food?
He looks at you. Give me a charisma roll, just straight out. You're trying, or persuasion roll, or diplomacy, whatever it's called in this one. You're trying to be empathetic towards this kid, obviously. But he's but you're trying to put the charm on him a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I got a 7.
He goes.
I'm not feeling confident about this.
Yeah. He goes, no, I'm good, thank you.
All right. Well, if you ever need anybody to talk to, you just come looking for me. My name's Ordo. Okay.
Okay, Ordo.
And Ordo goes to like hold his hand out for a high five.
He looks a little confused.
Is that not something the goblins do? I don't.
He goes, first time I've seen it. But he just kind of like pokes your hand.
Here. Hold on, let me pull this in. You're a neat guy, Nick Skull. You're a neat guy indeed. And Ordo just kind of walks back to the rest of the group, seeing that this isn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Stupid kids.
Whoa! Huge direction change right there.
Amazing.
No, Ordo absolutely does not say that.
Purely OOC.
I guess the only other thing I guess Ordo would walk up to. Does Annalene seem kind of like in charge around here, or just
at least in the dining hall, she seems in charge for sure.
Gotcha. So I guess Ordo would like look for a moment to approach Annalene when she's not like too terribly busy.
Yeah.
And just so Annalene, how have things been here?
Well, he goes, well, you know how it goes. We got a few new kids in now that well, people have been forgetting how to travel, so they kind of go out and make some costly mistakes. So we got a few new kids, unfortunately, after the
Gotcha.
whole reopening of the Republic and what have you. But we got some good kids with good heads on their shoulders, and I think that's good. But might be a little hard to keep up with the demand sometimes, but we're doing okay.
Gotcha. Everybody, is the city helping out?
They're doing the best they can.
Yeah,
They never harmed us, but they've got a lot of things to go around and a lot of things to work out after.
that's true. Um, hey, just out of curiosity, also out of context, or out of game, I realized that we never did we ever name the put a name to the traveling monastery that I was with or whatever?
No, but if you have one, you're free to do that. I wanted to leave that
I
up to you, kind of, if you wanted to do that.
Oh goodness.
But if you want me
Um,
to, I can.
oh man, I didn't come prepared, so I'm gonna have to leave it to you.
If you want to
If you
just
don't
reference
mind.
something, yeah, you could just say like the group I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
with or whatever.
Has has the has the group I travel with, have they been by at all since I was last year?
1 second. 5e. There we go. Do you remember the god that you were?
It was the worker. I have it up somewhere.
Yeah, please do tell me.
It's Zephyra.
Zephyra. Oh, you're talking about the Sanctum of Zephyra?
Yeah. Wow, that was so easy to come up with. What?
I just got out a temple name generator.
Oh,
She goes, well, they've been around a couple times, preaching and what have you.
okay. They haven't stopped by to help or anything though. Just come by to talk and preach the word.
Your general stuff. Nothing. You always been a special one there, Ordo, but nothing quite like you.
Oh, you're too kind. Uh,
She goes, yeah, you're right.
that's more like it. Look, I just you just watch out for them, all right? And if they ever cause any trouble, as soon as I get around, let me know, okay?
She kind of nods. She goes, something happened to you with them?
Uh, nothing in particular. Just I I don't think they're in it for the right reasons, you know.
Gotcha.
Um. Anyways, what's up with Nick's girl?
Oh,
Is he is he a loner? What's his story?
well, we don't have many goblin kids around here, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I definitely know that. I know that.
Yeah, she kind of laughs as you mentioned, like, as a, yeah, she goes, oh, yeah, you would know. She goes, kids kind of picking on him because, green skin, pointy ears, kind of small, scrunchy face a little bit, like big nose. They're kind of picking on him, and he ain't taking too kindly. Well, he's taking kindly, but, he ain't taking so positively to the reinforcement we're giving him all the time, so. Without many more
Gotcha.
goblin folk around, it's, kids are just not being,
The kids are being kids.
unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that feeling. Um, you ever get him to warm up to anybody? Is he open up to anyone that you know of?
Once in a while, yeah, but of course he'll warm up to good old Reverend Ronetree, but that's usually on. That's just when we got the services and what have you.
Yeah.
Once in a while, warm up to us. He'll even help out in the kitchen once in a blue moon. But that's really about it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, that's more than a lot of other kids. At least back in my day.
She goes. That's most more the kids than these days.
Yeah. That. Amen. Amen. Hey. Sorry to keep breaking character. Do I still have the penguin awarding?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if I like ended up giving that to Tucker and Elisa.
To the best of my knowledge, you still have it. You're the one who bought it, right?
Yeah.
So by default, I'm gonna imagine you have it whenever you all separate.
Gotcha.
What's this? You also have the child-sized cloak of invisibility on you? I'm kidding.
No. Not for my children. Not my children, child size. I think I'm gonna actually walk up to. I'm gonna. Thank you. God, I have to keep pulling up the names. I'm
Annaline.
sorry. Thank you, Annaline. I might not be able to stay for supper or lunch. God, what time is it? It's so late. It's so late, dude. What time is it?
At this point, it's probably like 2:00, so they're making stew for supper.
Okay. Yeah, I probably won't be around for supper, but I just wanted to stop by and help out where I can, you know.
She goes, well, you're always more than welcome to stop on by. And here, Fire Watcher kind of comes up, puts an arm around your shoulder, and he goes, yeah, it's finally good to have some good company around here. And Italy kind of gives him a playful look, like, and it takes like one of those spatulas out, like waving it at him.
Yeah.
As kind of like a playful threat.
Oh yeah. Ordo, assuming they allow it, goes to hug both Annalene and Firewatcher.
Yeah, you get a big old like double on hug, one in each arm kind of deal.
And then he's gonna walk up to Nick Skull.
Yeah.
He's gonna, hey, so I know we just met, but you seem like a really extraordinary guy, and I don't know if it's gonna be up your alley, but I just wanted to give you this, and Ordo's gonna give the penguin awarding to Nick Skull.
Aww.
And I just want you to know, this guy's special. He it's a rumor, it's just a story, but rumor has it that this penguin was used to protect a whole village once. And I think if anybody deserves to have it, I think it's you. I think you could, you're going to grow up and you're going to protect the village. I have a lot of faith in you, Nick Skull, and I want you to always remember, to have faith in yourself.
He looks kind of like a little weirded out at you, but he takes the penguin. Yeah,
some random fucking elephant dude shows up and starts preaching to him. Yeah, I get it.
He takes the penguin and he goes, "Oh, okay, thanks." But he does seem to enjoy it. He holds the penguin doll kind of in front of him, like kind of giving it a loose hug kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you would your waifu body pillow.
Yeah. I know exactly how I hug my waifu body pillow, so exactly. I'm imagining that he is hugging this penguin of warding like a waifu body pillow.
Exactly. And he goes, "Okay, thanks. I guess I'll take good care of it."
No, that's not what I'm asking, but I know you will anyways.
So is this permanently gone from your inventory?
Yes.
Okay, take it out of your inventory.
This penguin was what was standing between us. And the hordes of penguins about to attack us in the desert.
No, it was the hordes of seals from Enderman.
I want to make it clear, Steph. So help me God, if you throw desert seals at our way, I'm going to lose my mind. Anyway,
the final boss is actually a giant seal.
It's a big bad.
I mean, have you played Breath of the Wild?
Moldugas are seals.
So after that very awkward social interaction, Orda's going to choose to head out, and I guess check in with Rowntree and see if there's anything. I'm about to go to a meeting with Parliament, and I just if there's anything that you'd like me to try to say in good faith for you, I'd be more than honored to and more than happy to help with that.
Reverend Rowntree goes, "Oh, of course not. No, please. You're on your own mission there, but I'm certain that I'm certain we've spoken to Parliament quite a few times. I'm certain that everything is fine there, and of course, they have not abandoned us in any way.
Okay.
I am more than grateful for that, though. Thank you very much."
Oh, it's my honor. But I have to head out, so I'm gonna take my leave. But you take care, Rowntree.
Of course, I'll see you soon. And you
Absolutely.
start heading off towards Parliament.
Yeah.
Tucker, you have recently meandered your way into the Golem's Gates district of the Republic City, and you've made your way to a small little shop, kind of on the far end of the gate towards the north, and it is a small little shop, very humble, overgrown with plants and vines, and very much so, as you remember, being chaotically beautiful on the outside, with something that smells really strange coming from the inside, but you immediately recognize as one of your mother's many new potion surprises she likes making once in a blue moon.
Oh boy. Tucker is going to take a deep breath and he is going to walk on in and say, "Hello, I'm home."
And as you kind of walk on in, the flowers that are on the side of that are on either side of the door kind of turn to face you, almost as if greeting you themselves. A sight you are also very familiar with, as you hear some tapping coming from the stairs, not too far away, and you hear, "Tuck, is that you?"
"Yeah, Mom, it's me." And I
There's
close
my
the door.
baby. She's kind of like you hear the footsteps going faster, and and she immediately comes. As you're closing the door, she immediately kind of comes up. She grabs you in her arms and gives you like a little turn around, and gives you a solid kiss on the cheek before you even have the availability to close the door. And she goes, "How have you been?"
Tucker is like stiff and blushing and really, really embarrassed, even though there's no one around to see. And he's kind of pulling away, but not really fighting it.
Yeah.
And he says, I've been good. Did you get the letter that I sent you?"
She goes, "I did. The pin was gorgeous. You're such a thoughtful young man. I can't believe I'm blessed to have a son like you." And she had to give you like one more kiss on the cheek before letting you down. And she goes, "Go take a seat. I'm gonna have food ready soon."
"Oh, I brought you something else, actually." And he's going to reach into his pocket and pull out a very squished bonbon. And he's like, "I got this from the Wizard's Chalice, actually."
She looks at it, and she goes, "Oh." And she takes it from you, and she goes, "Let me look at a picture of a bonbon real quick. I know they're
Pocket lint bonbon.
yeah, that's what I'm
Bomb.
thinking, because they are actually just like chocolate balls essentially."
Yeah, they're not special candies that are made not to melt, I imagine.
Yeah. She goes, "Oh, you know, thank you." She just kind of like, she goes, "I will use it in a potion."
Tucker looks a little deflated and he says, "Yeah, sure, Mom. What are we having for dinner?"
She goes, well, now that you're here, she goes, what do you want? I'll cook you. I'll cook you your favorite. You tell me. Have your tastes changed in your adventures?
Nope, still spaghetti and meatballs.
She goes, perfect. And she she kind of puts the bonbon in the in a new cauldron, and as she walks towards the kitchen, the cauldron slowly begins to fill with a really weird liquid that you had not seen before. And she goes, all right, let's get these ready. And she kind of just begins to like wander her hand over some of the plants, and out of the plants you see like grain and flour come like kind of just come like right out of them, almost as if naturally. You know, your mom has done a lot of weird experiments on plants to kind of grow food out of them almost instantaneously. So she can kind of make anything as she wants to. And it's not much longer later she has enough flour and water to start making like fresh pasta noodles right and ready for you. And she goes, so tell me about your adventures with the professor. I'd love to hear it. As she starts mixing in to make some pasta dough and eventually starts stretching it out and making actual pasta noodles.
Tucker takes a seat like near the cauldron. Like, even though he was acting kind of crabby earlier, he's settling in like into spots that's been like, you know, his spots very clearly, like
Yeah.
growing up. Like, he's getting used to those familiar weird smells, and it just feels nice to feel the warmth of the cauldron and stuff like that. And he sits down and he says, I mean, it's just been the usual. Going to a lot of abandoned places. We did pick up some new people. The Good Barrel's daughter is with us now, actually, along with a cleric and a weird sorceress. I mean, I don't know. She does magic, I guess.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Not druidic, I assume.
I don't think so.
She kind of snaps
I mean,
her fingers, like, damn.
They seem more arcane, I think. I mean, Tucker would be able to tell, right?
Yeah, for
Like,
sure, for sure.
He's going to say, we actually did run into some druidic magic at the Good Barrels estate, though. There was a mana point there that seemed to be going a little bit haywire, and we used some druidic magic to get the flow back in place.
Oh, interesting. She kind of goes. She seems like genuinely interested, obviously, but she is most certainly her concentration is obviously now on the pot of water that has started boiling, and she's putting in the pasta to start cooking, and she goes, a druidic mana point. I'll have to go take a look at that one day. That sounds
Yeah,
like
you should.
fun.
I think you'd really like it there.
She kind of nods along, and she's like, "Oh, it sounds very interesting." Now, I do have to ask, how was the wine?
Did Tuck ever try the wine there?
That's
I
up
don't
to
remember.
you, homie. That's up to you. I think you stole some for Lanu, but that's really about it. I don't know if you ever tried any.
Tuck is going to lean in, and he's going to say, well, next time I'm there, maybe I'll get some for you, and you can try it yourself.
Ooh, much appreciated. And she kind of sits down across the table from you, and she looks at you, and she looks at you like kind of wistfully. She's like looking like, oh, you've grown up so much that last saw you. It's probably been like a couple months at this point, and she's like got her thumb on your cheek and like rubbing you down, like you're a little dirty and grimy kind of deal.
Tuck makes a face, but he lets her. And he's going to say, Yeah, I know, Mom. I miss you too. How's the shop? Have you been making any new potions or experiments or anything?
She smiles and she goes, "Well, you'll be trying one out in just a little bit."
Oh boy, I love trying your experiments. And he's saying it very sarcastically.
Oh, and she goes, "I know you do." And she's saying it not sarcastically at all.
He rolls his eyes and he's going to say, if you want, I'm sure Professor Lanu and my party would like to come meet you if you'd like to meet them.
I will say this: she and Professor Lano have known each other for a little while now. I think that's the backstory we decided
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah. But she goes, "Oh, I get to meet all your friends. That would be lovely."
Tucker immediately regrets it as it comes out of his mouth. Like, wait, I just offered my friends to meet my mom, but then he's going to quickly add on, so are you going to be at the Harvest Festival this year?
Of course. There's now more than ever. There's a lot of people who need those healing potions.
Yeah.
A little worrisome, but do you need any? I could give you some. I have a few extra.
Tuck is going to say, ooh, the video went down for me, but Tuck is going to say, only if you have extra. I mean, I don't want to take anything that you need for the shop.
If you need it, it's more important than what the shop needs.
Tuck is going to say, all right, well, maybe one or two.
She goes, "Okay, good." She goes, I'll give you a couple potions before you leave for sure." She goes, "And you're staying here while you're here, right?"
Yeah, of course.
She has a smile on her face, and that smile is obviously the smile of a mother who's about to smother you for days.
Tucker groans and he's going to say, we're only staying for a little while. We're just checking in with Parliament to have a meeting.
Oh, all right. She kind of nods along. She has not been a I would say active in the politics, more along the lines of if it's not related to druidic magic or like something that she would be immediately interested in, she definitely has not actually participated immensely in the politics of the city for sure.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything going on that I should know about or bring up at the meeting today, Mom?
She goes, Well, I think they should definitely give you and your party the key to the city. I think you've done a fantastic job. If you want to tell them that, that's fine. But if you want to tell them to put a big sign for me for the festival, that'd be even better. We could definitely sell a few more potions that way, which means I could make more potions. Which means I could, sell more potions. And she kind of gets up and she starts moving back to the pots and the pans where you now see it. As you kind of haven't been looking around, you see that, funnily enough, there has been a few plants not too far away that have been molding the meatballs. And you see that that's one of her newer experiments. Because as some plants have definitely looked around, like these plants are actually moving on their own. And they are actually molding the meatballs. And you're not sure how she made this happen, but she did.
Mom, what are those things?
Oh, these are plants.
Yeah, Mom, they're plants, but they're moving on their own.
Yes.
Did you make those?
Oh, yes. I forgot to tell you. 3 months ago, I happened to find a nice set of runes that would allow me to have plants move around for a short period of time and help me out. Simple, basic commands, so they're not doing anything too crazy. And she goes, "Not yet, at least. Give me another 3 months, and we'll see where that goes.
Are they sentient? Tuck says as he tries to pet one.
I don't think so. No, they don't seem to have a form of sentience or even a form of intelligence like dogs do. They just seem to be able to do some basic commands. So, if I forget to put something away, I could tell them to put something away from me.
Oh. Tuck feels a little bit better that she has some help around the house, and he's going to say, "That's really cool, Mom."
Thank you very much for the cheers, Hollow Coyote. That was awesome of you. I hope you're having a fantastic day. She goes to you. She goes, It's absolutely fantastic. I had so much fun making that spell. I'm hoping I can make it even cooler soon. And maybe a certain son of mine will be bragging about how cool his mom is to his friends. She kind of goes over and gives you like a little elbow nudge before heading back to the pot.
Tucker rolls his eyes and he's going to say, well, while we're out there, is there anything that you need for your magic or spells or potions or anything that I should keep an eye out for that I can bring back to you?
She kind of hums a little bit. She goes, you know what? You tell me where you're heading next, and I'll give you a small list of some things you might be able to find out there. I think that'll be a great help.
All right. Well, I'll have to talk to Lanu about it, but I'll definitely let you know before we leave so you can give me the list.
She smiles at you and she goes, fantastic. And it's not much longer later, as you guys are just kind of chatting and getting used to being back at home, that your spaghetti and meatballs are done. And as you devour this dish, she goes, "Oh, we have one more, just for you. A little special treat just for my sweet little boy." And she goes to that cauldron she had thrown the bonbon in a little while ago. And she and you kind of realize that your first portion of spaghetti and meatballs is a little small. Smaller than normal at least, and there's definitely more spaghetti to actually have. And what she does is she actually puts down like a very large fork in there. She starts twirling it around, and outside and on her fork comes like this chocolate spaghetti with 2 chocolate meatballs on it. And she goes, "Well, let's see how this potion works. It should make it taste just like a bonbon, and you are my first test subject." She kind of puts the chocolate spaghetti and meatballs in front of you, chocolate bomb spaghetti and meatballs in front of you, and she looks very excited at the spaghetti and at you. She goes, "Come on."
Tucker wonders to himself why he always has to be the first one to try these and not her, but he's used to it and takes a bite.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, Mother, why? 6.
It's not, you're not sick, but the clashing taste of meat from the meatballs and the chocolate make you gag initially. Like, wow, no. The spaghetti actually tastes just like chocolate spaghetti, and that tastes pretty good. But the chocolate meatballs taste like meat and chocolate, and it's not good.
Tucker has fought giant slimes and like many other things on his adventures, and yet still the thing that hurts him the most is his mother's homemade cooking.
She goes, "Okay, that was a failure." Then she kind of writes that down, and she goes, "I'm gonna have to work on that more."
He kind of grips the table and he's going to say, "Maybe I'm going to need those healing potions after all."
All right. We'll skip back to we'll skip back now to Annalisa. Annalisa, by the way, Tucker, are you going to be heading towards Parliament soon?
Yeah, after lunch, he's going to clean up a little bit and head to Parliament.
Annalisa, did you just have the most amazing bath of your life?
She did. She had the most amazing bath. I mean, could have only been more amazing if she could have stayed in there longer, but she did have a 2-hour time limit.
Yeah.
So
Was she in there for like an hour and a half?
she was in there for like an hour. I don't know.
She was just soaking on it. Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's a fancy bath stuff with heated water.
And bubbles.
And bubbles. Are you saying you wouldn't spend an hour in that? You're lying. So she did that. She put her dirty clothes and stuff in the hamper, so that it can be professionally cleaned. She got into other stuff, feeling much more clean than she has in a couple days, and like this is just the best possible thing. And she is already making plans for a couple of things that she has to sell because she needs to stay here the rest. It doesn't matter if she buy anything at the festival. This is where she needs to be.
Annalisa, it has been at least you've been studying for an hour and you finally got it out. Prep yourself. It's been about an hour and a half. Are you ready to head towards Parliament?
Yeah, I think it's right there, so like she probably knows how much time it's going to take and like heads out at the appropriate time. Feeling pretty great, I must say.
I'll say this. All three of you soon meet up in front of Parliament where you see Professor chilling, just kind of chilling outside. And as you guys come one by one, he greets you individually until all three of you are there, and he goes, "Fantastic. It seems like everybody is ready to give their reports."
Guys, this is the worst part.
I will say this. Depending on how you give the reports will depend on how much money we make.
No.
Oh.
For once in her life, Annalisa is concerned about money.
He
Who
goes,
has the highest charisma?
Not me. I hope
Not
it's not
me.
me. I have a. Does anybody have positive, like a. Tuck, do you have a plus by any chance in your
Nope.
charisma?
I have a +0.
Oh, hey, me too.
I have a +0. Where's Wiggs? There's charisma.
Oh, man.
here, I'll double check on where she
I'm the
is.
face of the party right now.
Can we all take a moment to appreciate that Wiggs is the face of the group?
I will say this: the last information I got from Kelly was that she was near her hotel, so it shouldn't be too long. That being said, the traffic where she's at is probably horrible.
We have to stall so hard.
So guys, you hear lately about the? I don't have any funny or good news things about lately.
Yeah, I don't have any good news either. Nobody has good news. Who has good news anymore? Everything's bad.
Thanks.
Except for this report I'm about to whip up.
Party coming up. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, damn straight.
Online party, I should specify.
Oh. Cooler. I like that.
What role are you playing? DPS, tank, or healer?
What? Oh. No, it's an online Halloween party. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's get in there, guys.
Is Kelly about to get here and talk for us?
I have no clue because she has not answered my thing, but I can
man.
text her.
No, it's
Oh
okay.
no.
It's
Yeah.
okay. Come on. We got the luck of the die on our side.
I might not have high
What are you talking
charisma,
about?
but I have +2 to persuasion and intimidation.
Intimidate
I also
them.
I have a +2 to persuasion.
It's not bad.
I have a +6 to history.
Well, there you go. It's a
Yo.
history report, isn't it? Is it not?
It is a mission report. Yeah, you could definitely incorporate history. I will say this: you all could roll your individual skills together to incorporate the knowledge you have learned on this quest.
Then we could get like a 34.
Well, with
And
your
nothing's gonna
rolls,
beat a 34.
with
No,
your
we're
rolls,
gonna
you'll probably
nat
get 8.
ones. Don't jinx it.
Yeah, shut up.
All right, Professor Lanu kind of starts leading you all in, and in front of you guys, you see the part of the building itself is relatively ornate, but it's more along the lines of good barrel ornate versus overtly ornate. It's not ornate to be ornate; it's just ornate because it's the central building. And as you guys kind of walk on in, you see that the area is beautiful. It's busy with people in various kinds of uniforms and whatnot walking through and out. There's a second floor people keep coming in and out of as well. But in front of you, there seems to be a big double door entrance. And as you walk in, you see a group of 11 people, 10 senators and 1 house leader. As you kind of look around, and around the area, you also see a small group of civilians who just are kind of just kind of hanging out to see what's kind of going on within the parliament, just having a lot of fun. So you guys make your way kind of to the podium area where you see a man in front of you, a human man kind of stand up, and I would say this, Tucker, you know this man as Surdor Galaman. He is a human. Cirdore.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Campaign notes. CIRCORD.
Dore.
CORD.
Dord.
DORD.
Galaman. Galamin.
GALAMIN. And he's the what?
He's actually the speaker of the parliament. So he's technically the leader, quote unquote, but he's basically like the tiebreaker, essentially.
Okay. Is he a jerk face?
He's stern, but he's not the worst.
Look, he's in the government, man.
He's government man, but he's more acceptable government man.
Okay.
By the way, Kelly says she'll only be a couple minutes. She is currently out on the elevator upstairs.
That's good.
Thank God.
I will say this. Senator Ophelia, the old halfling, immediately recognizes you, Annalisa, and she gives you a kind wave. I will say this. You are aware of her as well, Tucker, and she's a very friendly woman. But she's also the kind of woman that if you step too far out of bounds, she'll get a ruler on your hand pretty quickly. Jeffrey Ashgale is also there. There's a lot of senators there. I'm just going to kind of list a few of them off, but you don't need to be wary of them all. I would say Benevolence Woodleaf. She is probably the most strict of the bunch. Probably one of your least favorites, but there are a few other there who are absolutely fantastic people. There's even a Kenku named Crickets who's there.
Oh, cute.
That's so cute.
And they're all enjoying they're not all enjoying they're all awaiting your report, and Sir Dor kind of stands up and he goes, well, thank you very much for meeting us here today. It seems that you guys have had quite a successful expedition into the city of Cromwell, which has long been in ruins since the Clemening. And he kind of goes through his notes, and he goes, according to our expedition some odd 40 years ago, the area was infested with a multitude of Clem's doll-esque servants, or doll servants, however they wanted to describe them back in the day. He definitely does not agree with this. You can see that this old report is definitely a lot more like who knows what it is, but it's just like, yeah, we know what a fucking is at this point. You know what I'm saying? But he's just kind of going. So I would love to hear what you guys have experienced, and please do leave no detail behind.
Tucker looks at Professor Lanu.
Professor Lanu goes up and he goes, well, we have had, as you said, a very successful expedition, and I think one led very well by my young trainees here. In fact, I believe they've done so well that they should lead in the reporting as well. I will be able to confirm and or deny or correct any minor instances of dispute, shall we say, but I have no doubt they will be able to give you all the information you require.
That being said, I will not clear or make note of any glaring lies in their things, just minor inconsistencies.
He takes a step back and he kind of points to you four, one of the which of the four will be joining us soon, to kind of take a step up to the podium and tell the world what you know.
So, out of character.
Yeah.
Just so we're not all stumbling on each other's toes.
Yeah.
I feel like Annalisa could contribute more to the copper stuff, probably, since that was like her main thing. Versus Tucker can talk more about like the passage and everything, and Ordo more the religious thing, possibly.
Like with the praying and the flowers and the stuff.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like how we can all kind of like have pieces to say that so that we all get paid. Instead of one person getting all the money and then us having to be like, please share with us.
I will say this. Professor London said that everyone will get paid equally, but he said the amount everyone will get paid is determined based upon the information you give them.
Oh, in that case, I nominate Tucker because he's the
Tucker's the experienced fellow over here.
and not to throw you under the bus at all, Noel, but like,
but to completely throw you under the bus.
no, it's more I'm not very good at words and role playing today, so I'll get us a lower score guaranteed. Shown by me losing my mind over the.
Shit, I should have kept the penguin to bribe them with. And we found this penguin.
I mean, Annalisa still hasn't sold the icon of Neslin yet. The painting. So like everyone like touch it real quick. Neslin's the god of communication. Everyone just rub that on real quick before we stepped in. We all touched it.
It's like rubbing the Buddha to get good luck.
At this point, Tucker kind of steps up and he's going to say, yeah, so Cromwell, we entered the city, and as you guys know, this was one of the cities that Clem took over, and one of the ways that it was overtaken was with clay dolls that seemed to have magical runes carved inside them that gave them the ability to move, and internally he thinks back to the plants, which were similar, and is like, well, that's kind of creepy, Mom, but moving on.
You hear as you give your speech, you hear the Kenku crickets speak up, and he kind of puts his hand out and makes a gesture as if to give, and says, magic runes? Magic runes?
Did we collect any of the magic runes? They were really big, right?
Wiggs, out of character, Wiggs had,
Something with runes on it, right?
she had, like, the chest plate. So I'm gonna say, yeah, we had it, but I don't know if she'd give it. out of character. So, but I want to say, remind people we do have
You do
it.
have it. That does mean you do have access to actually reading and or writing the runes. That being said, Wiggs is a paranoid son of a gun, so
Yeah.
Right. Tucker is going to put up a hand and he's going to say, "Please save your questions till the end."
Ooh.
And he's going to go on to say, something that we noticed is that many of these dolls had some copper wire running through them, which we eventually connected to a person or a spirit of some kind who had been left behind in order to properly evacuate the town, which was done through underground tunnels. And we actually did recover several documents that the professor does have that noted and showed the ways through these tunnels. And yeah, I think that's almost everything that we found. That the remaining movement or the remaining action of the town was actually benign dolls, and it should be safe to now be excavated.
you see a dragonborn senator kind of lean forward and I don't remember if it was a man or woman, but either way, she goes to you. Benign dolls. What do you mean by that? We've never heard of benign dolls from Clem. What made them benign? These copper wiring you're speaking of?
Yes, the copper wiring seemed to be connected to this spirit that I spoke of. Clem seemed to be controlling the dolls through runes carved inside their chests, and once these runes were destroyed or cleansed of magic, they were able to infuse it with new magic through these copper wires and copper flowers and different copper ornaments that we found scattered throughout the town.
You see, Lady Senator Ophelia, kind of looks at you and she goes, "Do you have any of the copper ornaments you speak of to provide to the Parliament to examine?"
Tucker did pick up a little piece of copper wire when he fell through the door, right?
Yeah.
He's going to take that out of his pocket and put it on her desk or hand it to her respectfully.
Yeah. All right. So you kind of take it out of your pocket and you walk aside from the table that you were at, and you respectfully put it at her desk. And she kind of takes a thoughtful look at it, and she does kind of immediately hand it to the Kenku. And the Kenku goes, "Magic wire!" Before putting it down. He seems to have thoughtfully taken a look at it. For those who don't know, I believe Kenku are cursed to only repeat words that they have heard recently. So
I don't think it has to be recently, but I think it's because I've been looking into actually playing a Kenku, and it's a subject of hot debate how much they're actually able to do, whether they're able to string together sentences if they're well educated and heard a lot, or if they can only speak fragments and sounds. So it seems like there's a lot of debate between
I will say it obviously depends. I will say exceptional Kenku here, which are very rare, would be able to do like a normal person, but most Kenku could take anything they hear within the day and kind of repeat it, string it along, and you hear most words you need to hear throughout the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do think that it doesn't have to be within the day, but yeah.
I'll say that's the generalistics. It's not exactly it, but if there's an important word, sure, the Kenku could remember that one. But in general, it's more along the lines of the immediate response is words that have been recently spoken.
Yeah.
And he kind of seems to examine it a little bit, and he kind of he seems to be writing down something on his own before the next person comes up and asks. And Funda Brightbeard, a human, believe it or not, with that kind of name, I thought it was a dwarven name myself when I rolled that one up.
He
Funda,
has some lineage.
yeah, he's like, who knows, half dwarf or something. Funda kind of goes. So these secret tunnels were used for evacuation. You have all the plans with you. Were there any other signs of resistance, evacuation, fighting that happened within the city? Or is the city itself intact? What is happening there?
It's in various states of ruin. There are many buildings that are still intact, but there were some walls and barriers set up on the outside as reinforcements, but obviously, as the dolls got in, there are areas that have been broken down. Surprisingly, it didn't seem like there was too much resistance. A lot of people seem to be trying to run rather than fight.
He kind of
if I remember correctly, out of character.
Yeah. He kind of nods, and Serdor goes, for our older records, we have evidence to show that most of these individuals evacuated during the original attack, so I wouldn't be surprised to see if most of them had actually left for what we now know as Sakito. That being said, it is a little disheartening to see that we have obviously less connection than anticipated, but the good news is we do happen to have all these documents you're speaking of, and Professor Lanu does kind of bring those out and puts them puts them on Serdor's podium there. He goes, is there anything else anybody would like to add?
I'm sorry. I gotta like
I
meta real
think
quick. Sorry, I've had a very long day, and I'm sorry if I'm not able to put a whole lot of
That's valid.
conversation pieces in. So I don't.
Yeah, I kind of feel similarly.
All right.
But I think maybe the Annalise would bring up the copper flowers, like I mentioned before, or and have that the actual spirit was dispelled, I guess, by Ordo.
Mm-hmm. So you bring that up, and you hear a few people speaking about it, and one person in particular seems a little bit just kind of almost like I could have interviewed the spirit, but whatever, you don't want the spirit to be trapped there long. They immediately recognize the fault in the societal fault in their thinking there, shall we say, before they kind of course correct and backtrack on what they were saying. And
you tell me that made some politicians feel guilty?
These politicians are held generally accountable to what they do, but that's a very rare thing in the real world.
Okay.
So it's not something we'd be used to as humans in America.
I'm sorry. When you said that we were going to be playing a fantasy tabletop game, I thought there'd be some sense of realism. I didn't know it was going to be all fake.
Now I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Timing.
So yeah, there's been quite some talk, and they go, all right, well, we got to thank you all very much for your work. You will be paid outside. Each of you will obtain 300 gold pieces.
Oh boy.
I stay at the Chalice is secure.
And she goes, for this information, we will be, of course, allowing if you need an inn, they kind of look at you as we will of course pay for your inn as well. Well, we will pay for your inn within reason, and or give you set Parliament sponsored housing if you need to stay for just a week.
Steph, what's the status of this parliament? Never mind, it's not worth
No,
asking.
it's not Wizard's Chalice.
You
No.
think
like,
that government subsidized
Annalisa
housing is gonna beat this?
Well, Annalisa would have been fine with it, probably, if she was not currently staying somewhere so much better.
What has this parliament session ended or?
Yeah, essentially now the Parliament session has ended, and they go.
So-
Feel free to collect the money on your way out.
Ordo wants to walk up to, I guess, the. What was his name?
Speaker,
Is it in campaign notes?
Surdor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I, pardon me, Ordo Broken Tusk. I overheard discussion of excavating in the oh god, Crumble? Oh my gosh.
He goes. Excavating, I believe is the wrong word the young man used. Rather, we will be going back in and obtaining any other records that you were unable to obtain, and searching or reinvesting our time there. Yes.
Okay. I know I'm just a humble Loxodon. I would highly suggest against doing anything that might disturb or upset the spirits. I understand that you are so far above me in power. I will never see the kind of power that you have.
He's kind of raising his eyebrow at you like, the fuck this dude talking about? Okay.
Look, man, I don't need to give him my life story. Fuck this guy. But I would. This might sound like a threat from me, but I promise it's not a threat. I would tread lightly while exploring the ruins.
Of course, we have clerics who will be with us to do a full evaluation of the area to make sure any spirits that are there are released properly.
But just when you mess with the belongings of somebody who has passed, sometimes that can redisturb the spirits that have been granted passage into the afterlife. I thought I could make it up the whole way through, but I realized that the spirits are in the afterlife. I don't know.
He goes, duly noted. We will have our clerics take extra care.
Insight.
Roll
To see
insight.
if this guy seems serious or if he's just blowing smoke up my trunk.
By the way, who's squeaking out of curiosity?
It's probably my chair.
Oh.
I apologize.
Sound like
That's a 17.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, it seems like they have a plan and it's not their first rodeo. But to the best of your knowledge, like the rumors you have heard about this guy while he's stern, he's not been rude or disrespectful for anything he's done. So you imagine he's going to treat this quote unquote excavation with a level of respect that not everyone would.
Okay.
But it definitely does not seem like disturbing the spirits is on his big worry list. But like he definitely treats it with respect. If that eases Ordo.
Gotcha. And I guess just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
speaker, have you? Oh my God! What did we just call the the Sanctum of Zephyra. Is
Yeah.
that what we called him?
Sanctum of Zephyra.
Have you heard of any activity from the Sanctum of Zephyra within recent times?
He goes, of course, in general, we know that the Sanctum of Zephyra have claimed some of the temples within the Templed Mountains, but other than that, nothing too spectacular, no.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you so much for your generosity and thank you for your time.
He goes, should you have any concerns or information that you believe we should investigate, you are free to report it. But I do hope you have a fantastic day and enjoy the festival.
Thank you, and the same to you.
He
How
kind
about the enjoying the festival?
so
Obviously, actually, no. You know, to both. If you get information about the Sanctum of Zephyra and feel like passing it along to some random Loxodon, I'm your guy.
he nods with that same tone I just gave you,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, duly noted. All right, and at this point in time, you guys have exited Parliament, and essentially now have the next day or two to yourselves. I am going to say this. I am developing a wicked headache. So I'm thinking we might cut the stream off just a little bit earlier, and we'll start the festival next game.
That works for me.
Sure.
What's up? If you have
I'm
anything to
just
do,
about-
like, don't get me
No,
wrong.
I'm
we'll get-
just about. The guy said 24 hours, so I need to know
Yeah.
how long we're gonna be staying, so I can pay that and then not think about it.
I'll say this: a week, at the bare minimum.
All right, including what she already did.
Yeah, so that'd only be another 50 gold pieces.
Another 50 gold pieces. Easy. Chump change. Now that she got that sweet, sweet gold.
So, do you guys have anything you want to do before we end the session for tonight?
Tuck 100% wants to do a heist at 2 a.m. on the Wizard's Chalice.
All right, let's have a little bit of fun then with that.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I want to do some things that I don't necessarily want to role play out. I just want to do it.
Sure. All right, let's go for Annalisa. Annalisa, what do you want to do?
Sorry. First, I have 25 gold pieces worth of jewelry that I need to sell.
Okay,
So,
sure. Give me a diplomacy. Give me a diplomacy roll to see if you can sell it for 25 gold pieces or more or less. Who knows?
So would that be persuasion?
Yes.
That's a 4, baby. Hello?
I rolled against you. So I'll say this: you're able. The only offer you're getting is 15 gold pieces. You're not getting full 25 that you think it's worth.
I'll take the 15.
All right, you take the 15.
And then she wants to go try and sell that Icon of Neslin painting to the Maiden Inn.
Roll a. You know what? This is a good one. Roll a persuasion with advantage.
Yay. Thank God for that advantage. So that is a 18.
All right, they're gonna offer you. Did I give you a price on that or no?
You did not. You did not give me a price.
Sure. They'll offer you because it seems like like after you tell them the story. Do you tell them the story of it, like it's from Cromwell and everything like that?
Sure, if they're interested.
Yeah, they're kind of interested. You tell them, and they're obviously very interested in it, and they go, "Oh, we'll give you 50 gold pieces for it."
She will sell it for that 50 gold pieces.
All right, sold.
You nearly got all your money back.
Yeah, right?
Essentially. Anything else?
No, that's all she has to sell. Like I said, I didn't want to roleplay it out. I just wanted to get this stuff that I collected out of my inventory and into my pockets as money.
For sure. Ordo.
Ordo would like to know where a local potion seller may be.
Oh no!
Who are you gonna ask anyone? Like Professor Lanu chillin'?
Yes. I would ask Professor Lanu Chillin where a local potion seller may be.
Yeah. What's your mother's name again?
Rosie.
Thank you. He goes, well, of course, I know there's this fantastic potion seller. Her name is Rosie. She is a she is a young woman who has a son, and he's a little rambunctious, but not too bad.
Hey, Chuck, that sounds like you and him would get along very well.
I have no doubt. He goes, but she should live right around here. He kind of gives you her address essentially. She sells some amazing potions, though I would stray away from her experimental potions.
I've been known to fall for one or two experimental potions in my day. Thank you, Lonnie. I think I'll stick to the oh god, what's the
Tried and
whatever.
true.
Yeah, I'll stick to what's tried and true. Sure, let's go with that one. And would anybody else like to come with me to see this potion seller?
Annalisa's busy getting a back massage by a world famous masseuse, so no.
Tuck, would
Is
you like
Tucker? Tucker is groaning, and he looks at Professor Lanu like, "Why would you do this to me?" And then he goes, "Yeah, sure, I'll come."
Ah, wonderful. I'm just excited to see what wares this Rosie may have. And maybe we'll meet her son, too.
Tucker looks at him and he goes, "It's me. I'm the son."
That's crazy. Why did you not tell me that your mother is a potion seller?
Well, what does your mom do?
I think Professor Lanu just kind of goes.
Ordo looks off in the distance. Just his tried and true look. She
Go ahead.
she doesn't do much. She doesn't do much anymore. She watches over me, but that's about it.
Oh, did she pass away?
Yes, many years ago.
No. I'm really sorry to hear that, Ordo. I mean, you could have my mom.
Oh, I haven't even met the woman yet, nobody could replace Mama.
Yeah, I mean, not to replace, but she'd take you in.
You know what? I appreciate that. You come from. If your mom's anything like you, I'm sure she's a wonderful person.
He blushes, grumbles a little bit, and he goes, "Yeah, let's go see her."
You guys make
Hell yeah.
the walk north on the Golem's Gate area to a small house that once again is covered wildly and chaotically but beautifully in vines. And as Tucker walks in leading Ordo, you see that the flowers turn directly towards you on the inside of the house and kind of look at you like long enough and look all the way up as you kind of like put your head down the foot or two from the normal door and then go back up to like your ears just brushing up against the ceiling. And you hear from the distance, you hear from like the next room, "Is that you, Tuck?"
Yeah, Mom, it's me. I brought a friend and potential customer.
"Oh, Tuck has a friend, yes!" And she kind of walks in and she sees you. She sees you and she goes, "You know what? This makes a lot more sense now."
Oh, whoa! What does?
Well, Tuck's never been interested in just random people. You are a very special person.
Oh, then you're. Oh, I don't want to. my gut instinct would say you're quite the looker yourself, but I don't know if that has like weird, like gross undertones from like that sounds like a very like 1920s, 1930s
Mm.
slang, and I don't know if I want to use slang from that time.
So feel free to use different slang. Yeah.
I know, but I'm trying to think of like what would and you're quite special yourself, ma'am.
I know.
I feel like that's Ordo. Oh. All right, confidence. The professor tells me that you're the greatest potion seller in all the land.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Wow. Upon this interaction, Ordo just kind of looks at Tuck. He goes, "I see what you meant about earlier."
He shrugs.
She kind of goes, come in, and she leads you kind of to a room that is more formal than the kitchen. Like, if when the store is open, she closes the kitchen door, and that door is open, essentially, kind of deal. And you kind of look around, and you see a load of potions kind of just lining the wall, and of all different colors, of all different shapes, and vials, and bottles, and labels, and there's a bunch of stuff around here. And she goes, personally, and I'm only telling you this because you're Tuck's friend, I would wait till the festival and catch me on early because that's when the prices really drop. But if you need to browse the wares and, tell me what to bring, then I'll hook you up.
Well, you see, I want something really unique. Something exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Something that to some might just seem chaotic or random, but to the right person might seem chaotically organized. Is that word?
No, it's not a word.
Yeah.
But please, feel free to give me me what you want. Yeah, she goes.
I've met a lot of artists in my time, and usually their best works are the works done from the heart and not the works that they were originally paid to do. Do you have anything very special that besides just the standard healing potion?
Oh, of course. The thing that heals me the most, she goes.
My chocolate spaghetti and meatballs, baby.
Tucker's looking on in vague horror.
She goes, the thing that heals me the most, of course, is seeing my son walk through those doors healthy and safe.
That's beautiful.
Ugh.
Do you happen to have anything I could consume that would invoke not necessarily the same feeling, but the same intensity of a feeling?
Well, certainly not my son. But
no, don't worry. I will not eat Tuck.
Good.
I don't eat. I'm actually, and as a matter of fact, I don't eat meat at all.
That limits many of the potions. Okay.
Oh.
Well, it specifically limits the meat potion I have, so that's not going to help you.
What does the meat potion do?
It's just a serving of meat sauce.
Oh. Okay.
But it really helps fortify your immune system.
Oh, well, no worries there. I'm a cleric. I've got a very tough immune system as is, and with all the vegetables and fruits and nuts and
you say that, but one day you're gonna get sick and you're gonna be all out of your spell slots. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna wish you had Rosie's meat sauce on you.
That's you provide a very, very compelling argument, but unfortunately that goes against everything I stand for, and therefore I cannot rotate.
Fair enough. She goes, a potion that is personal, intense, and she goes, give me one moment.
Ooh.
She kind of looks through all her potion vials, and she goes, you know what? I think I have something just for you. And she takes out a small blue vial that's like no bigger than her pinky, so it's small for you.
Oh, okay.
And she
Does
goes, I call this liquid inspiration.
You've piqued my interest.
It's liquid inspiration. Out of character, it basically it'll give you
alcohol.
out of character. It will give you advantage on one roll.
Oh man.
She goes, personally, I made this when I want to say maybe. She kind of looks at the vial date. She goes, 2 years ago, but it still holds well today. And
How certain are you?
that I made it 2 years ago, or that it holds up to today?
That holds up today. I trust that you made it 2 years ago.
Certain enough.
Oh, all right.
She gives you a smile and a thumbs up.
Yeah. Orla just kind of like leans over to talk and just like, your mother speaks in interesting ways.
I would be more worried about it not being 2 years ago.
That's fair. How much do you charge your standard customer for this liquid inspiration?
This isn't sold to standard customers, so for special guests, typically I'll sell it for at least 300 gold pieces, but because you're Tuck's friend, I'll give it to you for 150. Friends and family discount, she goes.
Oh, wow. I know I bought a stuffed penguin for $100. 100 gold. Whoa. What are dollars? But as much as I appreciate the offer, ma'am, I think I'll have to pass for now. But I will absolutely stop by your stand. Stand? Are you gonna have a stand? Is that what you're gonna have at the?
Yes.
Or are you just gonna be open for it? I will gladly stop by your stand during the festival.
She goes, I'll have mostly normal potions there, but bring this just in case you want it. And,
I appreciate that.
And she kind of puts it off to the side into like a little box that's labeled festival on it.
Now, you got any mana potions?
Mana potions?
No?
I don't think mana potions are a thing in this world.
I guess it would be a potion that restores spell slots like that.
Yeah.
She goes,
The marinara sauce.
The marinara sauce. The chocolate bonbons. She goes, you know what? I could try to whip something up, but that's always been a tough one. For some reason, I've never been able to crack that code yet. I'll see what I can whip up by festival's time. How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful. But I don't wish to bother you anymore.
No, stay for dinner. I want to hear all about what you and Tuck have done. Tuck's told me everything from his point of view, but I would love to hear your point of view.
Ordo looks at Tuck, and I guess a little bit of concern. Not so much that he would get, have to stay for dinner, but more so that he's not even sure if he trusts what this woman was putting into his meal. And is just looking for like some kind of reassurance or indicator of like, nah, it's a bad idea.
Does his mom know how to make anything good that's vegetarian?
Yeah, for guess she'll actually make something good. You do know that she doesn't. I think you recognize that while she gives you the experimental stuff, she will actually make a proper dinner for. She will make a proper boring dinner, as she might call it. For
the special sun dinner is exclusively for Tuck. I get it.
Yeah.
Tuck is going to smile at Ordo, and he's going to pat his elbow and be like, "We'd love to have you, big guy."
Well, then I'd love to be had. Is it?
Yeah, that's close enough.
I'm not gonna, he doesn't say that. He says he'd be honored to.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be honored.
I love to be had.
She makes a very simple vegetarian dish. That is once again the weirdest thing about this. Once again, she seems to be pulling the ingredients right out of plants magically, which you don't quite understand how she's doing this, Ordo. But it looks very interesting. The plants don't seem harmed or nothing, but like
Ordo is fascinated.
she goes behind the leaf and pulls out a tomato as an example. It's just like, oh wait, what? That's a tomato plant? It's like, no, it's not. It's definitely not a tomato plant. It's a fern. But you know, it's magic.
Okay, botanist.
But she's just kind of fun, and she makes like a really good salad with a very delicious dressing. She makes vegetariandishes.com. Good vegetarian dishes.
Makes a veggie curry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. She makes stuffed tomatoes and stuffed peppers.
Oh, Ordo, I actually got you something, and Tuck is going to pull the other bonbon out of the other pocket.
That is so old.
Ordo,
In the morning.
it's been in the pocket all day.
Ordo, oh god, oh that's gotta be. It's got chocolate on it, right? It's been in your pocket all day.
It's
Your
melted.
pocket must be disgusting. Oh my god, Ordo
Tuck is going to look at him with big innocent eyes that are very
Ordo.
excited.
Oh god, Ordo.
You have to watch out for Tucker, not.
Ordo absolutely cannot imagine the seeing Tuck upset that Ordo refused his gift. So Ordo accepts the gift, and then
Do you put it in your pocket?
however says, "Well, I can't spoil my dinner." And
Sleight of hand to put it away somewhere else, but throw it out.
I don't think I'm capable of that. So I'm just gonna accept it and wrap it up in a napkin and put it in his pocket.
You feel a tap on your foot. You feel a tap on your foot, and when you look down, you see like a plant, and it has a big leaf. Like, drop it here, like I'll sneak it under the table, kind of deal.
Ordo absolutely does that.
You drop it there, and the plant kind of just like sneaks it away. And with all the plant activity going around here, it's not like it's well concealed.
Tuck is now looking to see whether Ordo snuck the bonbon under the table.
But yeah, okay. I think we have one more thing to do for the night. After dinner ends and you guys have a pleasant evening, Ordo, you go to wherever you have accommodations at, or you go to the government-sponsored accommodations.
Oh God. Oh. You know. What's the word on the street about the other places?
The government-sponsored places, I will say this, are not bad. They're basically like a room in like a general inn, nothing too fancy, nothing crazy. Same thing as the other places. If you want to Hunter's Place, you're gonna go. We probably don't want that because it's butchery. You probably want to, if you want a higher up place, you're gonna want to go to the Beggars, whatever I forgot what it was called, or the Maiden's House if you really want to, but I don't think you can get in there.
The Maiden's House is the nun place.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, it's popular among women.
Yes.
The Wizard Chalice is where Annalisa went last, right? Okay. I think I'd probably just settle for the Beggar's Wain.
I just did the Beggar's Wain. You get in there. It seems like a pretty nice place. Not as homey as the last place you were at, but you know it seems nice. The people there are pretty nice. The costs there are just are a little on the higher end. A gold a night, but not too bad.
All right. Is there live music happening? Feel free to say no.
I'm saying
That's
not
okay.
tonight. No.
Okay. Ordo just kind of pays for his room and just kind of gathers his things and heads upstairs or heads to his room.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was
Yeah.
upstairs, but
Yeah. Your room's simple. It could be upstairs. Doesn't matter. Bed, wardrobe, etc. You don't have washings or like sandstone, like showers and like
okay.
shampoo and accoutrements, etc. You just have a simple room and there's a communal shower area not too far away. You also are aware that there is actually a communal bathhouse that is actually like really good, like a business bathhouse kind of deal, not too far away as well, and people love the place.
Ooh, Ordo is gonna go chill in the bathhouse.
Yeah, that place is awesome. It's like legitimately they charge like 5 copper and that's it. You just go in, you have yourself a blast.
All right.
Tucker,
Hell yeah. Heck yeah.
it's 1:50 a.m. 10 minutes before your heist. How are you planning out your heist? I'm kind of curious. What is Tucker's plan here? What is Tucker going for?
Tucker is definitely going to try and go for either straight gold or any item that looks kind of interesting or something that he could easily pawn.
Sure. You could choose an investigation or perception roll as you scouted out the area before, with your time with Annalisa in there.
All
All
right.
I've gotta say, Tuck, is if you get caught, do not blow this for Annalise.
He's going to blow it for Annalisa specifically. I'm kidding. He's not a snitch. I'm going to go with investigation. That is a 12 for investigation.
So basic obvious stuff. There is very clearly a safe behind the counter, where immediate money is taken and held. But from what you saw before on the first shift, it seems like the contents of the safe are taken somewhere else during the shifts to be properly processed. You're not sure where it is taken, but you know the general direction of like where like that managed room is. You just don't know what's inside that managed room kind of deal. If you know what I'm saying. Of course, the lobby is filled with many of fancy figurines. There are like a couple Fabergé eggs. There are. Why do people like Fabergé eggs? Actually, like I just fucking like why. There are some like real. It's like one of those really fancy glass eggs. It's like worth millions of dollars, but nobody fucking knows why.
My mom had like marble tiny eggs, and I just always thought they were neat.
That's fair. That's
They
fair.
obviously weren't worth anything, but
So
The displays you also see are there's multiple paintings, but those are probably too big to take if you're on a small heist. You also are aware that you might have a moment or two before the switch to access the safe. But other than that, there are kind of small knickknacks in here and there. You're aware that the silverware is probably worth quite a bit. If you could just nab some of the silverware on your way out, you could probably make a couple tens of gold off it, honestly. But if you want something big, you're either going for the safe or you're going for like one of those Fabergé egg items or possibly even some of the vases around, that kind of deal. There's your general fancy stuff, let me put it like that. But like no special area. If you want to try to find your way into like the safe area wherever they transfer it, you could try to do that as well.
yeah, before Tucker leaves, he wants to bring one of his mom's moving plants with him. And he wants, since it like moves around on its own, he wants to potentially try and use it as a distraction.
Huh. Do you have your mom teach you the runes?
We've talked about this before. I don't think that she's able to teach him any druidic magic.
No. The runes are not per se druidic magic. If you draw the runes, like in a way, it will activate magic essentially. So like he's not doing a druidic spell. It's more along the lines of like use magical device as if you were using a wand.
Yeah, I mean, he could ask her, like, while they were having lunch and stuff like that. He could have maybe, I mean, you can decide yes or no, but if he asked to learn more about her, like, new plants, would she have shown him how to do it?
You give me a persuasion roll, and I'll give you advantage because
Ah,
she's your mama.
all right, heck yeah. Persuasion?
Yeah.
I get nothing on that. I rolled double fours.
She's a little too excited to see, so she didn't show you immediately. You can do your best to investigate and try to like make a scroll real quick if you want, but like, otherwise you'll have to like find a plant that's active and kind of like do it immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll try an investigation if that's possible
Sure.
to try and. Oh, that's a nat 20.
You find out the runes. You kind of just look around, like your mom's trying to show you around, and as you look around, you see like one of the scrolls she used, and you just kind of like jot down the runes real quick, and on like a spare magic scroll she had, you just kind of jot down the runes real quick, and you're pretty sure if you find any potted plant, you could apply it to that.
Yeah. So the plan is set down the rune onto a plant to make it move and possibly cause some kind of distraction,
Sure.
and to try and go for the safe
Okay.
in the room.
Okay. You're doing this on the Switch, right?
Yes, the 2 a.m. switch.
Okay. The 2 a.m. switch, you see only two people actually out there, and currently those two people are the people who are switching for the front desk. The area isn't closed, but the desk is most certainly the only place that's really open. Even the hors d'oeuvres are no longer out there. There's no one playing Pockbell's Cannon in D, or in C, or in A, or in G. And while you don't have free reign over the place, how have you come to kind of take the eyes off of you? How have you come to kind of take eyes off of you so that you're not like, or is this plant coming in from like the front door? Like, how are you getting in is kind of the question.
Um, Ordo gave Tucker a set of fancy clothes way back when.
That's true.
This is true.
So Tucker, he's going to try to sneak, but he's also, in case his sneak doesn't go well, he puts on the fancy clothes to look like he kind of belongs.
Give me a stealth roll, and depending on the stealth roll, we'll give you a acting roll.
All right. That is a dirty 20.
So you basically hide in plain sight. As you kind of walk on in, you get greeted kindly by the person up front. You fit the part. You act the part. You have the swagger coming in. They don't notice that you're not. You're the kid from before. And the person in the front desk just kind of gives you a quick nod. Says, if you need anything, feel free to ask. Before just kind of going back to ignoring you.
All right.
So
And-
the stealth is basically hiding in plain sight, not per se like you're in the shadows.
Right. So I have the scroll, and are there any plants nearby that look like they're near something? So if they start moving, it'll like knock something over or cause a ruckus?
Yeah, there's like a beautiful plant in like a very fancy looking vase next to like pillars of other fancy looking vases.
And do I know where the room where the safe is?
You're vaguely aware. Well, the safe is not hard access. The safe is just behind the counter. The room where they bring the money from the safe, you do not. You know where it is, but you're not sure if there's more to it. So the safe is within ease of access. Let me put it like that. The room that has the money where all the safe money's put, you're not sure what's behind there, but you could probably get in there. Yeah.
Let's go to the room. We'll, go big or go home. Tuck is going to plant his distraction.
All right, Tucker. You got your music. Bum 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 bum. Anyways, You plant your runes, and so you don't implicate your mom, you make sure to take the scroll back with you
Yeah,
as you
definitely.
activate it, and it takes a few seconds. What are the commands you're giving to the plants?
He's going to say, knock over the vase and wiggle.
So you kind of step away from it, and sooner or later it starts to wiggling around, and people don't notice it immediately, but then they hear a crash, and they're like, wait, what happened there? And you by this point are nowhere near the area, but like you see that the two people in there, the people who are about to switch, now are distracted by this plant. You have the opportunity now to sneak into that room. Are you going to do so?
Yes, Tuck is going to sneak into the room.
You walk behind the counter and you trot your way back behind the counter and through the door to go where you have seen people bring the safe before. And the room itself is very simple. It seems just to be a storage room with a small desk on the far left hand corner, and you kind of see as you open the door these signs of like magical tripwires, but because once again you come during this time of changing, they had taken off those tripwires so people could like walk in and out with ease. So you came in just the right time essentially. And you do see kind of a storage area not too far on the left side wall. There is kind of like another locked portion of the wall. Like there's a lock on there that seems to open up into something big. You are free to attempt to pick the lock and go in, or see if there's any other way of accessing the money.
Tuck is going to try and pick the lock.
Give me a
With his
thieves
thieves tool.
a thieves tool roll.
That's a 19 plus 6, so
Yeah,
27.
19 plus 6 is 25. But yeah, you pick through
Oh,
there.
yeah, 25. My bad.
No, you're good.
I'm so nervous.
That's more than enough. You pick through there and you easily like tamper with the lock, and inside you see what you know are money wires. Money wires are a magical tool that basically allow you to deposit something into a bank, essentially. Think about it like this: you tap the money, you use the money wire to quite literally wire your money into another area. You're also able to take out money from a certain area. So if you have, as an example, a money wire, it's literally like it's like a thin piece of wire. If you have a money wire and you tap a pouch of 100 gold, the 100 gold leave the pouch, go through the wire and into your bank account. So you kind of have access to the money wires themselves, but there is also a lot of gold in here as well. What do you want to do?
Tuck is going to not touch the wires and just go for the gold that's like around.
All right, give me a sleight of hand roll.
Sleight of hand. Ooh, that's not good. 7.
All right. You're only going to make it out with 75 gold pieces, but let me put it like this. That is as much as you feel safe in getting. You can go for more, but you don't feel safe in going for more. You're basically going for a risk if you want to try to go for more.
Okay.
But you were able to nab 75 gold pieces.
Okay, that's pretty good. On his way out, does he have a chance to take one of the eggs?
You could roll a stealth and a sleight of hand, yes.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay, go for it.
So first is stealth.
You do get advantage because of the plant.
Okay. For stealth, I rolled a 15.
Oh, with advantage?
Yes.
All right. All right, and roll sleight of hand.
Also with advantage, or just straight roll?
Yeah, with advantage.
First one was a 19, but I'll roll again just in case. 23.
Yeah, you nab an egg.
Hell yeah.
You nab an egg and you kind of put it into your suit jacket pocket, whatever it was, your fancy clothes pocket, and you walk out of the wizard's chalice as if nothing happened. And you see that the guard is not outside anymore. As you kind of look back, you see the guards trying to help wrangle the plant. Like they're all very confused. I'm assuming you set back everything to its original space, like you closed the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've now made a successful heist. Now this Fabergé egg is worth. Oh shit. It is worth 900 gold pieces.
Oh my,
my
god.
I rolled for it. It's worth 900 gold pieces.
I should have just went for the eggs.
That's oh my god, my chair. I have more money than Annalisa with this egg.
Yeah, he does.
Listen, it pays to live a life of crime.
And yet,
To be a thief.
and yet, when I steal a bag of holding, it's always a big deal.
All right, that's all I wanted to do.
All right, guys. First and foremost, a huge thank you to my friend AJ. They are fantastic. They've done all my emote work. They are just fantastic. A big thank you to them. Big thank you to Skype Network for my intro music. A big thank you to AJ and Colin for being my mods. A double big thank you to all my viewers. You guys are fantastic, and it's always lovely to have you by. Hollow Coyote, thank you very much for the cheer bits. That was awesome of you. And of course, a double big thank you to all of my guests today. Kelly could not make it, but hopefully in 2 weeks on the 6th, Kelly will be able to make it. We'll all be able to have a good old reunion with Wigs at the festival.
That sounds delightful.
Say again?
That sounds delightful.
I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe. Stay Botanist Cool. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.